Buon noite. The peace and then the tranquility of this beautiful biological park, full of natural beauty. And the good thing about it is it's just a stone throw away from the Parque cricket ground of Miranda de Corvo. This area is loads of wildlife, different varieties of birds, including eagles. We know that in the water we have the otters. Then also lots of variety of deer, also have wild boar, and then of course there's some of those animals that can be a little bit scary, the foxes, wild boar as well, and then there's the Iberian lynx and of course the Iberian wolves. But more lately, there's been something new in the horizon. Some of the locals have reported that the kookaburras are flying by night once more, which is an amazing feat. Now these creatures, they are active during the night, we're told, but during the day, they lie dormant. But if you're lucky enough, you may come across one or two. We are lucky. We have one just here. And where there's one, there's normally another. And, well, we are in very good luck here today. These are what we're talking about, these beauties, the kookaburras. The locals have also said that since these have returned to these parts, that the number of ducks have gone up in the waters. And in fact, some of the locals recently have reported seeing a flock of golden ducks. Amazing stuff. Match number 23 and 24 coming up tonight. Welcome to FanCode Portugal T10. Good evening. So it's going to be match number 23, and that means we welcome back Porto. Porto so far haven't opened their account in this series. They'll be looking to do it today, and they'll be looking to do it against a team that performed very well yesterday, Marlow, beating the Coimbra Knights in both of the games. So it's going to be an interesting game. Can Porto up their game? They made good starts. They got close. The batsmen got in and scored runs, but on both of the occasions we saw them last time, they just fell short of the target. So we will go over to Carlos Butsamazzi, the tournament referee, and the captains for the coin toss.
We have for game 23 between the home team Marlow and Porto. Marlow has the toss.
Head.
It is tails. Yeah. So Porto won the toss.
We'll bat first.
And they will be batting first.
So there you have it, the captain, Rajani of Porto, winning a very important toss for him. I think he was key to win that and bat first. Batting is where they need their confidence. Now look, having a look at the last time, there were some key players in their side. I think the captain himself was good in his all-round performance, but then also there was good performances from John Zinkas. He made 25 off 23 balls against the Indian Royals. Junaid Khan looks a very aggressive player, hits the ball well. He scored 30 of 17 against Scorecard 11, and also Anthony Chambers, he was in good form the last time we saw him as well, scoring 27 of 38. So they have got the players here, but they need to put a score on the board, and I would think that on this surface that we've seen so far play really well, I think it's a good surface to bat on. If we have a look at it, I think it's one thing we know about this place and about this outfield and this pitch is that it dries really well. It's amazing how much rain it's taken and still played great. We've seen the ball coming up on it, we've seen the spinners bowl on it as well, so there's plenty of action I think here for batsmen and for the bowlers. Well, what about Marlow? What can we say about them? Yesterday they were on the top of their game. So far this Marlow team has only lost the one game, and that was to Gurkha 11, and that was really their own bad doing, their discipline. They gave away too many extras, I think 43 extras in that match, which cost them the game, but they've got it back together. They bowled really well yesterday, only bowling just the one wide in a close game against the Coimbra Knights yesterday. So Marlow having those victories against Gurkha, having those wins also against the Indian Royals, they're now had a good win yesterday on both games against Coimbra. Now, the main men are doing the damage with bat and ball, and that's the captain, Mian Mahmood. Yesterday, he scored 65 runs. That takes his total to 104 in the series. Najam Shahzad, he scored 46 yesterday, and Amir Ziab, he scored 41. Both these batsmen were not out at all in the both innings that they had, and Mian Mahmood, well, he's right up there with 112 runs, as I said already. Najam Shahzad, 104, and Amir Ziab, he's on 91. They're key players, but also key with the ball. Both Mian and Najam and Amir have all been in the wickets, all on 4. The captain is on 5. So it's going to be a very tough competition for Porto. Porto needing to get that win. They need to start moving up the table. Otherwise, they're going to leave it too late to get into the semi-final place. Well, on that note, we're going to watch the fantasy dashboard come up on your screen, and I'll talk you through the start of the first match here today. Match number 23 coming right up. Boa noite and welcome to FanCode Portugal T10, and leaving you to start off with some scenes around this beautiful location. And we're going to start on a sentimental note today. I'll be speaking to the Porto captain Pramod Rajani, and he informed me that recently the club lost a very key member of their team, Steve Rogerson. He was the brother of the club president and played for Porto for many years, and also played for the national team, who recently passed away. The European Cricket Network team send out our condolences to the family. These matches are going to be played in his memory by Porto, and the team also includes his nephews, Thomas and John Rogerson. And well, I'd just like to wish Porto the best of luck in these matches today, and I think they're doing a very honourable thing here today as we look at the fantasy dashboard. And well, Porto, they've got some players in there that have performed well. I mean, look at Pramod Rajani, he's got some good fantasy points to his name. So has Junaid Khan, and well, Raghu Rahman, he's been very good with the ball. He's picked up 6 wickets so far, but they've got to contend with the likes of well, the batsman there on the Marlow side. You've got Mian Shahzad, he's been very, very strong indeed. Najam Shahzad as well. Then you've got the batsman there, Nizam as well. These are good players, strong players. They showed yesterday that they've got their talent in that team, and I think they've also got the likes of a very good wicketkeeper there in Jayesh Papat as well. It's going to be an interesting contest because, as you heard me say in the introduction, the Porto team have yet to register a win, and they've come close. It's not that they haven't had good performances in matches. They have. Batsmen have got in, have made starts, but they haven't been able to get to the scores that I think that their team is capable of doing. So I think batsmen have been getting themselves out at moments in the match when they really need to go on and score big runs. That's been their problem so far. The likes of John Zinkas has been in the run, Junaid Khan as well, Anthony Chambers. These are good players, along with their captain Pramod Rajani, and they're the guys that are really going to have to perform here. And well, let's just give you who's going to be taking the first ball. Well, bowler-wise, this man here, Najam Shahzad, he's certainly been in great form. And just remind you that in last night's matches, he and also Amir Ziab, they batted in both matches and scored runs. Amir Ziab scored 41 in the night, and Najam Shahzad scored 46, and they both were not out. And they also played their part with the ball as well. And at the moment, just getting the line right. That one, the line wrong a little bit outside the off stump. That one's going as a wide delivery. To John Zinkas, like I said, good looking attacking batsman, plays some nice shots at the moment, just struggling to contend with these deliveries from Shahzad that are being banged in outside the off stump. It's coming from a good height as well, gets good pace in the ball, and Marlow, they certainly are
team to beat. Only lost the one match so far to Gurkha 11. And oh, he's gone for that one. But look how much that's come up. Really good delivery. And at the moment, I think John Zinkers probably should be thinking more about perhaps just getting bat onto ball and well, trying to get himself started on the runs front, get some valuable runs to his name to begin with, even if it comes in the form of singles. And this one's up in the air and he's got lucky. Well, that's should be coming back for 2. Not sure that's what he was looking to play there. Gets some applause from his teammates. But, I think he was lucky to get away with that with the at this stage of the match. Of course, you've got the players, only 2 allowed out of the 30-yard circle, and at the moment that looks like it's the 2 men behind the action, 3rd man and fine legger all the way back. So anything in the air, if it's hit well, should be going over the top of the field. Shazad just continuing to attack that off stump. He's got the field for it. He's bowling to that field. Got the slip in play. And you've got like a backward point and point in, men at cover. Mid off in place. Mid on, all inside. And just at the moment, the 1 man on the leg side, and that's at square. This one's a little bit wider, but he stays inside the lines that the umpires use as a guide. That's umpire Bucks and umpire Tripp doing the work here today, and umpire Suleiman is the 3rd umpire, with of course Carlo Butsamazza as the tournament referee. Comes Shazad one more time, and it's more a little bit wide. This one, it's swinging. Just started to swing a little bit too early. John Zinker's got 2 to his name, but even with the 2 wides that have been bowled in this spell so far, 3 wides that is now, with the score moving on to 5, 3 wides and 2 runs for John Zinkers. It's still a relatively good start for Marlow. This one's firmly hit. Good movement from Zinkers there, just took a step outside the off stump to make sure he could get in better line to that ball to play it down, and that is the end of the first over. The score is 6 without loss. He will be relatively happy with that, I think, Shazad and the captain, Mian Mahmood. Looks like Asad Mahmood is going to bowl this one. He's bowled very well yesterday, Asad. They changed it round from what they did have in the first match yesterday, which didn't really go to plan, and brought the bowlers in that basically just concentrated on line and length and not really too much pace, and it worked for them. And it looks like that's what Mian Mahmood, the captain, is looking to do here. This one, he's got a chance if he hits, and well, it was a quick single taken. The Porto guys, they like it. Round of applause again for these 2 batsmen. I think they're understanding from the previous matches that they played that perhaps one area where they let themselves down early on, and they're not the only team to do so. I think quite a few teams have, is they haven't really run the singles that well, so they're making sure they're going to take every opportunity to take them. This one's a little bit shorter and just held up there a little bit. I thought perhaps the shot was on, big shot, but wasn't to be. Chambers just biding his time at the moment. A little bit of ticky-taka from these batsmen for now, but that's fine. Getting the runs on the board, it's all about getting yourself in as well. And this one, he's had a go down the leg side. A shake of the head from umpire Tripp. The shot was certainly on there for the taking. Remember, there's nobody out there, nobody at mid-wicket. It's the 1 man inside there to stop the single. And oh, this time he goes for it and didn't quite get it right. John Zinkers living dangerously. If he's going to be playing that shot, he's got to be sure. And now the movement in the field, with the intent there of the batsman. We're seeing the Jam Shazad has been pushed right back on the line. Well, not quite right back. He's still some 10 metres in, I think. That's when it's just been played out into the covers. We'll take the single. So a nice tidy start from Marlow. One of the problems that they had early on in this series was with the number of extras. That was a fine tickle. The fielder gets down well. Gets the throw in. Yeah, they just bowled far too many extras, too many wide balls. The bowlers not getting their line right. And that certainly cost them the only defeat that they've got so far to the name against the Gurkha 11. But here so far they're keeping it pretty tight, getting a good line in, bowling to the field that has been set. So it's Khurram Shahzad now, using the bowlers wisely here, not doing what some teams have tend to do, which is to bowl the bowlers out early. Everybody's having a shot. And that one, well, was a little bit high. Umpires look at each other, but no signal. So I think that was just dipping on him. It's probably one that Chambers would have liked to get hold of. Maybe just done him a little bit at the flight and the pace. It wasn't as quick as Chambers was expecting, I think. Shahzad. And this one's been firmly hit. There is a fielder there. Gets down well. We'll keep it to a single. A nice bit of fielding from that one solitary fielder out there on the leg side. He's moved that a little bit back now. He was in a lot closer before. And there's that ball pitched quite full again. And Chambers once more just missing out on that. The last time we saw Anthony Chambers had a good long innings. He faced 38 balls against the Gurkha 11, made 27, and he was struggling at the beginning. But towards the end of that inning, he certainly was finding his timing and his touch, and he'd be hoping to bring that through. That's hit hard in the air, but straight at the fielder, and well, he puts it down. Nearly got a second crack at it as well, but wasn't able to. And that's Saeed Masim Ali. Well, it was one of those was hit, I would say, in the comfort zone for the fielder. We watched this again. It's coming right into him at a nice height, but the ball thumped the palms of the hand as it came out. And this one was gone, bowled down the leg side. No wide given, so I'm guessing that's just caught something on the way through. So the first chance goes down, and Saeed Masim Ali, you can see he's quite disappointed that he's let that one go. This one's a little bit too wide. It doesn't quite time it the way he would like to. Batsman take another single as the over comes to an end. And with that single, the score moves on to 15. So it's a relative quiet power play, but I have to say, with some of the power plays that we have seen, the bowling team has normally been on top most of the time. So Porto will be, well, they'll be relatively happy that they haven't lost any wickets as yet, and they've put themselves in a position where they can probably now look to accelerate a little. The field is still quite attacking. Still going are in the inside circle on the offside. So really trying to challenge the batsman to play those shots. The man mid-wicket now, sort of in between mid-wicket and square leg, is back on the boundary. And this one, well, is straight through, knocks them over. And Asad Mahmood, in his second over, gets the ball right on the money. And, well, you can see Anthony Chambers is just trying to get a push on there, just trying to accelerate. That was a good delivery. You can see he's really trying to crack that one, and I think that was the temptation of the fielders being in, not pushed back, even the two men straight, mid on, mid off, they're up, and it was very much the case as the captain saying, well, that's the field. Yeah, Mahmood, if you want to play the shot, you've got to take the risk. And it didn't pay off. It's a good bit of bowling there from Asad Mahmood. Gets the first wicket, the score on 15. That will bring the new batsman on strike. And Asad will want to get this one right up there as well. You won't want to make it a loose delivery. And it's going to be Junaid. He's got an attacking player. And I know that my dear friend Andrew Ryan rated Junaid very highly. He's seen him do good work in the previous European Cricket Series in Qatar last year. But in this one, every time he's come in, for me, he's always seemed to be in a bit of a hurry. Hasn't wanted to take the time to play himself in. He has scored one good knock off. Once again, it was when they played Gurkhas, made 30 of 17 deliveries. And this one's gone right up in the air. Is anybody going to get to it? The bowler was late seeing it, and he's not going to get to it. Well, there was no other fielder really in play. The bowler, you'll see this again when the ball goes up, he doesn't really know where it is. He's thinking, where is it? Then he realises that it's got to be him, has got to take it. And by the time he got into motion, the ball had already found its way down. That one stayed low, but going down the leg side and the shake of the head from the umpire. There could have been an early departure for another batsman, but wasn't to be with that opportunity of the catch. Good over there from Asad Mahmood. Could have picked up a second wicket, but as it is, the score is 17 for 1. And a very warm welcome to you wherever you are, our global cricket family, wherever you're tuning in from, whether it's through the European Cricket Network YouTube channel or via FanCode and Sub-Indian Continent. And remember, you can get involved in the chat. So I know that there's always plenty of good gossip, good chat going on there. So get involved. It'd be lovely to hear from you. If your questions. That one's played nicely down the ground. Single taken by Junaid. Fuller delivery. Oh, that's been put away beautifully. Balle, balle, balle. He's got the line completely wrong here, the bowler Shahzad, and it's been absolutely punished. He saw one or two earlier in the innings down the leg side of the batsman, not able to get the ball away, but this time no mistake. That's a beautiful shot. It wasn't the best of deliveries, has to be said, but it still needed to be put away. And bang, thank you very much. Junaid Khan is off and running, and that's the first boundary of the innings, and it comes in the form of a Maximo. So Khurram Shahzad in his second, not faring as well as what Asad Mahmood did, and he comes once more. This time he's gone outside the off stump. That's a good looking shot, but the field is set for it. And that's where Khurram Shahzad needs to be bowling. That's where the field is. It's going to take a good shot to get through those guys, and well, it's got to take the aerial route perhaps. Shahzad once more. This one stayed pretty low outside the off stump, and well, batsman having a little look at the umpire, John Zinkus, and saying maybe a wide, and the ump saying no, not this time. Oh, he's got him, and that was not a good shot. I think that was a clever delivery, if you ask me. I think he just held this one back, Khurram Shahzad, and you can see how early John Zinkus was playing at this. Good bit of bowling this, very clever. Yeah, just held it back, and you see he's hit the seam. It's come in as well. So, well, John Zinkus going for the big one, and in the end, losing his stumps. That's the second wicket goes down. And that's disappointing. He wasn't really able to get started. And he will be joining Andrew Chambers back there already. Chambers went for 4 of the 8 balls that he received. And now Zinka's made 9 of his 16 deliveries. So Zad is, well, replied well to that first delivery. That was down the leg side full toss, and he comes again, and well, he's banged that one in outside the off stump, attacking the new batsman, and that's the end of the over. The score has moved on to 25 at the halfway point, but there have been 2 wickets down. So this is the point where really Porto need to try to accelerate. It's not going to be easy, not with the new batsman that's come in, Raghu Rahman. Just faced the 1 ball there, but he has shown that he's quite a useful batsman. He's played some big shots, and he's there with another guy that we know is more than capable of accelerating here, Junaid Khan. But the key thing is not to play any shockers of shots. They've just got to play good quality shots, play the bad ball, and other than that, just tick it around. And that one was well played. It came up on him. They look to try the second. They decide not to. Well fielded. Fielder out there in the deep. Yeah, that one just a little bit too short. Comes Misam, and he's got that one a little bit too wide outside the off stump. Slip has now gone. They've got a line, an absolute straight line of fielders there on the offside. It's a line of green, 5 of them, all the way from third man all the way down to here on long off. So they all walk in together. It's very nice to see, actually. And that one it's carved away, but you can see what they're trying to do. That line there is getting the bowlers to bowl it outside the off stump. They know that that's where the shot is, and it's just singles, and you can hear them single here, single here. It's nothing more than a single. Mid wicket, just in front of the Miranda Dragons banner. Long on and square leg, and a fine leg is in place there. The men that are back. This one's whoa. Just for a moment there, I thought the non-striker had overcommitted, but he's sent back. Raghu Rahman doesn't want to be run out. Not at this point, not without really having a go. Oh, that's a good delivery, but he's hit well in the air. Fielder, is he in play? He keeps his eyes on it. Oh, it's gone through him. And fortunately for him, it doesn't go over the boundary rope. And he seemed to have done everything well there, and he's on the ground, just going through things in his mind as Najam Shazad, just thinking, what went wrong there? If you see this again, there he goes down, but luckily the ball is just stopping before the boundary. How costly will that be? Saeed Misam comes in again, and he's fired this one down the leg side. Just keep an eye on umpire Trip to see if any contact was made. No, so it's been signalled as a wide ball. Important phase here. This is where both these two batsmen, Junaid Khan and Raghu Rahman, really have to up the tempo, trying to accelerate here. And, trying to play that in that gap between square and fine leg. And, a nice bit of contact will certainly get him 2 runs. I don't think it's going to race away for 4, because basically on the leg side, not only have they got quite a long boundary there to contend with, but it's got to go over the sand as well. The sand, which when it was wet because of the rain we had the last few days, ball did race through it pretty quickly, but now it's dry again. This is a quicker delivery. It's hit hard, but it goes over the first fielder and goes down to third man just for a single. Really trying to loft that one over the top of those guys. Junaid Khan this time trying to get himself a boundary, not able to. So keeping it still very tight, the bowling front. So Misam getting a good over in there, just going for 8 runs. The score moves along to 34 with 2 wickets down. And 10 and over from here will get them into the 70s. And that, for me, that needs to be where they need to be looking to get to. I think 75 to 80 in this first match. It's nice conditions. That one will be a wide ball. They'll take any extras they get. Yeah, it's nice conditions to have a bat. It's a beautiful day here today. It's currently around 21 degrees and sunshine. There's hardly a cloud in the sky. It will drop to around 15 as we get into the second match. And he's come down the pitch showing good intent. He's hit it firmly. Shazad will do the fielding. They're taking on the throw and they've done well. It's good running. Shazad had a bit of a way to come to get to the ball, and that's a pretty long throw as well. The batsman got to push and got to push hard, and that's exactly what Junaid here is trying to do. This is hit very well, but well, it sort of hits the deck and slows down as the throw comes in. They're taking him on again, and well, that's a very wayward throw indeed. If that one went to the bowler, it certainly would have been struggling, and the bowler demonstrating that as well with his frustration. That is certainly putting the push on and trying to put a little bit of pressure now on the Marlow team. Short and hit well, and this time it's through the gap. Will he go to the boundary? And it just stopped inside and only taking the single. It's a nicely played shot. Found the gap. The first time that gap has been found. The bowling of Yasir Sabir, but not able to push on and get anything other than a single. Sabir once more. It's a nice ball, good shape on that. It's getting it coming into the batsman, then moving away. Beautiful delivery. It's nice to see that Marlow certainly have got their game together in terms of the speed, getting these overs in. Slower ball, given away by the grunt maybe, but still beat the batsman. He had a big swing at it, and that will be just byes. So at the moment, Roger Rahman hasn't really been able to get going. That was his fifth delivery, just on one. Junaid Khan, 17 of 12. He's on strike here now. This is the big wicket at the moment. Sabir comes once more. Shorter and dragged into the gap. The batsman, well, this is where I think they need to be pushing. You see that, look, he's only just walking in to the crease there now, and I think you've got to hit those and put the pressure on hard. I mean, we already know that Najam Shazad has, well, been in a little bit of the wars out there anyway, so put pressure on him, really run the first one quick, and then look for the fumble from the fielder, and the throwing hasn't been that great either from that end. So that's the end, the over, and of course, don't forget, we've had a conclusion in Italy. I'll give you news on that in a moment, because that match, literally, the final came to an end as we were more or less starting here. But don't forget the team there. We'll be moving along now to Austria, starting on Monday. Certainly looking forward to that. This one's been fired quick but wide. It's going to be more extras. And just as I was saying, that they've been very good in controlling those extras. Just starting to get a few more in there which they don't need. The batsman out so far is John Zinkas. Oh, that one, that's got to be a wide. Is that going to be called a wide delivery? What the umpire's deciding? Yes, that certainly bounced way over. We'll see this, probably we'll definitely see it here. Now, you've got to think, what the umpire's got to think here is what would have been the situation if the batsman was in his crease, in his normal stance. That's what you've got to take a look at, but that ball was going up all the time, so that was clearly a wide delivery over the head height, and also one for the overs. He comes in again. This time he's gone for it in the slot, and that's been well hit. The fielder, Shazad, comes across. He picks it up from the sand, and oh, he could be out. Yes, I don't know if the bowler played a part in that at all, but I think it was a direct hit, and Raju Rahman has to go. It's been a disappointing innings from him. Hasn't really got going, and this throw was quality. He wasn't the quickest to pick it up, I must admit. And a few throws that he has had from this end haven't been great, but this one was spot on. And I'm sure we get a chance to see that again. And maybe we'll see it from the side angle if we can to see how far he was out. But looking at it from the angle as it was happening live in front of us, I think he was a few yards short. It's a shot. It's played out. It was a good, strongly hit shot. But look, he wasn't really in a hurry to pick it up. But the throw was super. And yeah, I think that's gone straight on. It may have got the fingers of the bowler there. Yes, so. But I think that was going on to hit. And Said Misam it is. We need to bowl. Bowling key second. And that one's short once more. And remember, he's already got that one short ball bowled over the shoulder height. So anything in that area once more will be called a no ball. Just has to be a little bit careful. The short stuff here. Batsman who's come in is the captain, and he's gets off the mark pretty much straight away. I think the main thing that he's got to try and do here, Rajani, is to try and give as much strike as he can to Junaid. Junaid's really the only batsman that's threatening. That one's hit fairly well again, but not going to be able to get it past the fielder. A bit of foot fielding there. That does the job, stops it, gets the throw in. It will just be a single. Big swing and a miss on there. Well, the keeper not able to take that cleanly. Shah Aziz wraps him on his gloves and goes away, and the batsman come through and take the bye, excuse me. Oh, that's a beauty. Balle, balle, balle. What a shot. That was top shot. That's quality. Shaka Lagya, and that's a beautiful way to end the over. That's what he's got to do. He's got to play those big shots. He's picked this one up magnificently. He's gone over the stands there, and I'm suspecting that's gone all the way over into the other field on the other side of those trees. Big shot, and well, that's what they need here now. The score, they've gone past the 50 with that one. 55 for 3 it is, and it's 12 balls to come, and they've really got a motor here. They'll be eyeing up somewhere in the region of 70, 75, so looking for 20 runs of these next 2 overs. And in comes Shazad. It's well bowled, nice and full. There's not too much batsman could do with that apart from just get the single, but that's what he needs to do. He needs to take those singles and get the big hitter on strike. Najam Shazad will be thinking he's just got to try and get the ball right up there, anything short. And Junaid is looking to latch on. He's hit this very, very hard, and the fielder makes no mistake. And well, one of the batsmen is not reading the same script as the other. And what's happened there? Well, he's run himself out, and well, that's a little bit crazy, really, from the skipper, Bajani. I'm not really sure what he's thinking was there. The ball was hit really well, so it went to the fielder, Karim Shazad, really quickly. Shazad got it in more or less straight to the bowler. You see this. Look, he's on his way, but he stopped, and then no way he's going to get back there. And in the end, good bit of work there from Shah Aziz. He had to stretch to get the ball and then get himself onto the stumps, and did it very well. So a soft dismissal. The captain fortunately goes, scoring 2 off the 3 deliveries that he faced. That wasn't what they needed there. They need the runs. Maybe he was just realising that he wanted to try and get Junaid Khan on strike, but sacrificing himself certainly wouldn't have helped. Swing and a miss on the new batsman. This has been a good over from that man, Najam Sazad. What a key player he is for the Marlow team. Oh, that's a beautiful delivery. Absolutely glorious, and that's one that the bowlers like to see. It's where it needs to be at this stage of the match. The batsmen are trying to hit the balls, the loose balls, trying to find the boundary, trying to accelerate, trying to get themselves to a score that they can defend. They know that at the moment against this strong Marlow team that this is a bit below par, but these Yorker length deliveries are just spot on. And that one's gone through. Wicket keeper not able to deal with the bounce. Literally gone through his legs for a bye. So John Rogerson, the batsman that's in, and of course, as we said right at the beginning of our broadcast, this one's been hit up in the air, shouts a catch at the fielder, he's done, well, he almost took a really good catch and taking it on the run, and it wasn't never going to be easy. He's got his hands to it. You see this again, it's gone high up in the air and kept his eye on it, did the hard work actually, and then it pops out and tried to retrieve it with his right hand as he was on his way down. It wasn't that far away. A good effort, but also valuable runs. So going back to that, yeah, so this is John Rogerson, and we said already, gave our condolences to the sad loss of Steve Rogerson, a very key person from the Porto Cricket Club, and they're playing these matches here in his memory. So fantastic, lads. As that one's crashed away, I don't think it will go past the boundary line, will it? It may just, no, he's just got his foot to it. That's very good fielding. And well, for a moment there, my money was on this, on the Kookaburra. He's just, has he just, well, I don't know about that one, you know, when I look at that again. It's hard to tell from this angle. I think that's where you're really relying on if the fielder's able to see it himself, the honesty of the fielder. That one's been crashed. What a beauty that is! Shaka, shaka, ginna, sona. That is nice. Ginna, bada, shaka, and well, that's one way to get a move on. That was a beautiful shot from Junaid. Absolute beauty. Watch this again here. Look at this, the footwork, the timing, and quality. Great shot. And this one will be a wide ball, surely. Yes, it is. The bowler, I think, saw the movement of Junaid there and tried to keep the ball out of his reach, but in doing so went too wide. This is good batting from Junaid Khan. He's putting the pressure on. One thing he needs to be thinking about also is making sure that he plays out majority of the balls now in the last over. That's even wider. And the bowler, all of a sudden, Jamshazad, just in a little bit of bother. Oh, he's launches away. Balle, balle, balle. Ginna, badda, shaka. Well, it certainly is turning out to be shaka, shaka time here now. The bowler is getting it all wrong, and this one's been absolutely blasted. Yasir Sabir bowling his second and this final over. And he's, well, to the liking of that batsman, Junaid. Oh, a little bit of touch on that, and turning down the run. He wants to stay on strike. This is what I was talking about. So that was so wide. He should have just been thinking about leaving it alone, taking the extra ball. And this one, well, that's more like it. That's exactly what I'm talking about. You know, if it's going to be a wide ball, just take it and just prepare yourself to onslaught the next ball. Having a few problems out there at the moment, I think, in this final over. Yes, over here. And that's a wild swing, and he's not going to get anything for it this time. And he shrugs his shoulders, and maybe we always say sometimes, or my thinking is, if the run's there to take, you take. I know there's one or two. I know Maxi sometimes disagrees with me. Now, I think there may be, yeah, I think there was one more ball to go. I was going to say, the details I have in front of me, because of the wides, etc., I counted 2 to go, but I'm not going to argue with the umpires, but they've got it right, and that's the most important thing. I think the other most important thing is that Junaid can send this one packing. That's what he needs to look to do, and he can't. And they will take this one, of course. But what I was going to go on to say there at the end of that over, as that single leg by, that one single that he didn't take. I think sometimes you've got to take all the runs you can, especially when you haven't got loads of runs on the board. Those few runs can make all the difference. So that is the end of the first innings in this match number 23. So we've only just gone past the halfway mark here in the action here in Portugal, Coimbra, Miranda de Corbo. And the score, well, I was saying that they needed to be looking for me around about 75 to 80. Well, they've done just that. They've that over. Some nice hitting there. It's an expensive one. The 2 overs from side Wissam have gone for 20 runs. And that last over from Yasir Sabir, that was also really expensive. Really happy with the work that they've done though, Marlo. I think they probably a little bit more, too many runs than they would have liked in that last one, especially with Junaid hitting hard, but came back well. The tidy one towards the last few deliveries, Junaid couldn't get a hold of, so there was a couple of big shots in it. It ended up relatively tame. They bowled well, they kept to their task. I think all the bowlers really, the discipline was very good. They've had issues with their timing, but they've been well inside that. They've had issues with their extras. They did bowl 9 wides, so 14 extras in total with leg byes and byes. But compared to what they sometimes give away, which is around an average of 20 plus, they've done pretty well. There's been a much better disciplined performance from them. And one interesting thing that I've noticed there is that Miem Mahmood, the captain, not having the bowl. This was the time when one of the bowlers saying, come on, you got to get the throw in to me. Well, eventually that did come good later on. And the batting front, Porto, I think they've stuck to the task pretty well. They lost Wicket pretty early with John Zinker's going before he really got going. He's 16 balls for 9 runs. Chambers also was unable to recapture the form the last time that he batted, but it was all down to one man, Junaid. He made sure that he was going to stay there and get the runs on the board for his team. Of course, the question is it enough? We saw Marlow yesterday had 2 matches against the Coimbra Knights, and they were really in, well, clinical form. Just to give you those matches yesterday, so the Coimbra Knights in the first one made 76 for for 1, batted really well. Pedro Madeira, but Marlow, well, got it with 8 balls to go. Sorry, that was the second match. In the first match, Marlow, of course, batted first, made 113 for 5. Mia Mahmood top scoring there. The Cumberland Knights were restricted to 65 for 4. So they're a strong team. And with those 3 big guns that they've got, I think they'll be looking to knock off these runs relatively quickly. Just have a quick scan through the scorecard there. So John Zinkus, 9 of 16. Anthony Chambers was trying to get his shots going but couldn't before he was beautifully bowled by Saad Mahmood. Raghu Rahman just got the 1 before he was run out with that great throw from the deep. The captain, well, he got himself run out really. I think he was trying to get Junaid back on strike, but I think he would have probably ended up getting Junaid run out. So Junaid, I think, was quite right not to go for that. John Rogerson was not out there at the end, facing 3 balls. But Junaid Khan, well, he was the main star. He was the hero. 43 he scored off his 25 deliveries, and they'll be, well, very pleased that the way that he's batted. I think he's a key player for them, along with the likes of John Zinkus and Chambers in the batting lineup. And if he can perform well and continue to perform well for the remainder of the game, so they'll be eyeing up a semi-final place. In the bowling front, I think most of the bowlers bowled very well. Just Yasser Sabir, he had his troubles there with that last over, didn't he? He went for 24 runs, wicketless. Saeed Masem as well. Surprised with him, he's normally quite a tidy bowler. No wickets off his 2 overs for 20 runs. But then there was good spells there. Najam Shahzad, the quality player, 2 overs for 9. Was wicketless this time. The wickets went to Asad Mahmood. He bowled his 2 overs for 6 runs and 1 wicket. And then also Khurram Shahzad, 2 overs, 1 wicket for 12. So evenly poised. And I think that Porto, they will know the dangers of the captain. Captain's hard hitting, Mia Mahmood. I would suspect that he probably will open. And they will want to see the back of him quite early. If they can get him out early and maybe pick up another couple of scalps early in the power play, I think it will be a close game. But the thing is, they've got to bowl well. Anything short is going to be put away. Anyway, this is the FanCode Portugal T10. I'm Rico Full. Going to take a very short break now for about 5 minutes time, and we shall be back with the conclusion of this match number 23. And yes, adios for now. We shall be back in just under 5 minutes. very warm welcome back to you wherever you're tuning in from. This is FanCode Portugal T10. We have 2 matches for you here in the evening. We're halfway through the first, match number 23. And Porto, they've set Marlow a target of 78 in this first match between these 2 teams. And of course, we've had a brilliant day there in Italy as well, in Brescia. And it all started with the semi-final between Giangio Brescia against Brescia, and they beat Brescia. That was a surprise for me. I expected Brescia to go all the way into the final. In the second semi-final, Giangio Brescia beat Civadarte, and they did that in style. A very strong team. The Brescia did come back by winning the bronze final, but the final, it was Giangio Brescia. They were too strong for Giangio Brescia, winning the final by 54 runs, and that means that they will be joining Royal Roma, the Stars 11 Venezia Fresh Tropical, in what will be the big showdown later on in the year. So congratulations to Giangio Brescia, and of course congratulations to the team there in Italy. They've done a fantastic job over the 5 weeks that they've been out there, and I know that some of them now will be, well, probably on their way, or making plans to be on their way to Austria, where everything kicks off again on Monday. So don't miss it, and we'll give you more details on that as we go along. So, well, from Monday there'll be the matches in Austria, 4 matches, and then the 2 matches here in Portugal in the evening, as the umpires, Umpire Bucks and Umpire Trip, lead the teams out. And Porto, remember, they're playing this match in memory of Steve Rogerson, who's a key member of their club, and a player who also represented Portugal. Was the brother of the president, who sadly passed away recently, and the club playing these matches here today in his memory. Of course, they have his nephews Thomas and John also playing in the side. So our thoughts are with you guys, and well, wish you the best in the field here. Let's see if you can turn on a little bit of magic and get some crucial wickets early on. So it's going to be Mian Mahmood who's will be taking strike. It's a giant of a man, Mian. So it's not surprising when he hits it. It does stay hit. And the bowler is trying to break through. It's going to be John Zinkas comes in for the first ball. And it's a good one. That's a good appeal. And what was the umpire saying? He shakes his head. And the only thing I think that saved him is that's got to be going perhaps down the leg side. Let's see this again. Well, it's certainly pitching, and oh, well, what do you think, guys and ladies at home? It was a close one, wasn't it? It's one of those you can watch again and again and analyze it. Certainly nothing wrong with the height, and oh, okay, that was the only thing. Of course, the umpire Trip, he's right in line. He's in the best possible place to call it, and just judging that to be going down the leg side. But a great start, John Zinkas, and this time just trying to get his line right to the left-hander, goes too wide. The batsman did cross and take the leg by. It's bowling here now to Zulfiqar. So sticking with what they did yesterday. Zulfiqar didn't quite click yesterday, it has to be said. They relied on the late coming batsman in terms of well, Shazad came in and finished it off, and on to Amir Zihab. Zihab is missing from their lineup today, so they're going to have to find, if they need his runs, somebody else has got to provide them today, and he's been good for them, hasn't he? Scoring 20 or 30 runs. So Zinkas comes in again. And that's just flicked away. Mahmood very quick to get back on strike. beautiful afternoon here at the moment. Nice gentle breeze as well that the fielders will appreciate. Short, and he's tried to get hold of it, and he's gone straight to the man at square leg. That is a huge wicket. Getting the captain caught. Fantastically well done. And that's what they needed. It was there for the shot. Look, short. Just hasn't been able to loft it over the fielder. He takes the catch, and he's, well, very happy about it as well. But that man, the captain, he won't be happy. I was saying that he's been in top form, and he departs on a duck. And, well, that's another one that's going to end up in the river that you would have seen early on in this introduction. That is a big wicket. That's what they needed. They needed to take the big gun early. And John Zinkas maybe would have felt he was unfortunate not to have had him with the LBW, but he hasn't done any damage. You've got him. Anyway, good work. And that was a good catch there as well by, of course, Rajani, the captain. So, new batsman, Saeed Misamin, and that's a nice delivery. Got him fishing outside the off stump. And what a great start this is. Exactly what was required. So, Marlowe, 3 runs on the board, but 1 wicket down. And their captain is the man that's back. And Mian Mahmood, he has 112 runs to his name before today, but he hasn't added to those this time round. It's nice to see the captain just having a chat with the new bowler. It's going to be Junaid. Done his job with the bat, Junaid Khan, and now the captain's asking him to do some work here with the ball. Junaid just moving his fielders around. Junaid to the left-hander. Oh, that's very wide and will be signalled as a wide. And, well, just to re-clarify, the first wicket, Mir Mahmood did go for a duck of 2 balls, caught by Suraj Peshwara off the bowling of John Zinkas, and that's the first wicket down. 3 for 1, 4 with that wide. Got to get this right. That's better delivery. That was very nicely bowled. Zulfikar was in a bit of trouble with that one, Zulfikar Shah. Look at this field that Porter have set. They're obviously having to move it around with this left and right combination, but everybody seems to be quite tight inside the circle. Of course, we are still in the power play, but they're opting to have the man out on the offside boundary and 3rd man back. So slightly different approach to that of Marlowe. That's well bowled. Good pace. And well, nicely taken by Sabapathy. He's a big man as well behind those stumps. Well, he's got a long way to come down, hasn't he? And that ball's around by his ankles. Junaid Khan looking to get another breakthrough. Oh, that one's popped up. And he's dealt with it nicely. We saw a ruthless delivery yesterday like that. Caught the panda. Caught the panda on the lip, and that meant that unfortunately for Coimbra Knights he was not able to take part in the last match, and they certainly could have done with him, but he did cut his lip quite badly. So Panda, if you're listening, I hope you're well. I hope you're better. I hope to see you when you're next up. I think that might be tomorrow. I think, if my memory serves me right. This one is fired down the leg side. And, well, Sapathi does well. I think the batsman for a moment thought missed it. They still are all over the place here. And that's not very good running at all. And the batsman there was a little bit of yes, no. All sorts of problems, Saeed Masim. Of causing some problems for Zulfikar. Zulfikar didn't know whether he was coming or going. So they're scratching around at the moment. I think no real positive shots played. Comes Junaid Khan once more. And once more, just a little bit too wide. Just got to be careful with these extras. The batsmen are not getting bat onto ball, but the extras are going up. That's 6 now. 5 of them in wides, 1 leg by. I was just saying that Marlow were pretty good compared to their standards, and Porto, they need to be good as well. This one's been hit well. Good bit of fielding. That's captain leading by example there. Just a single. Zulfikar Shah now on strike. And that's up in the air, and he's got lucky. He really has. He didn't have any control over that. The fielder not able to get it, and then, well, he's running himself into trouble once more. Well, there doesn't seem to be any sort of communication between the batsmen at the moment. One wants to run, the other one doesn't. यार आपने ना कोई गलबात करो बोलो हाँ कि ना I mean ना दौड़ी जाओ. Running for nothing at the moment. Junaid, it's been a long over, courtesy of some extras. Needs to finish it strong. And he finishes it wide outside that off stump again, but this time he's within the margins that the umpires allow. Once more, like I say, we've gone past the halfway stage here, and a big shout out to the umpiring team here, led brilliantly by Carlo Butsimatsa. We've had umpire Winter, umpire Bucks, umpire Suleiman, and recently joined by umpire Tripp as well. They've been fantastic, our men in black, and continue to do a fantastic job. So well done, guys. John Zinkus is going to come back, bowl himself out, and well, he thinks he's a little bit unlucky, and this time the batsmen do communicate well to each other. Still not the best of running. Zulfikar just trots himself in. That's nicely bowled. Nice shot that. Nice view. The bowler coming in with all the flags blowing around. Gives you an indication of the breeze that's blowing. That one's down the leg side, and it's beat the keeper as well. I was saying he's a big man. Sabapathy, he's got to come a long way down to try and stop those when they're wide and also going down by his ankles. But these extras mounting up, this is what could end up hurting Porto. It's a better delivery, that's where he needs to be. A little bit more intent there, gave that a little bit more whiz, if you like, in that. Fuller delivery once more, didn't really collect out. Oh, it's another misfield, and the ball will go through for a single. And not for the first time. I think Saeed Nizam, he's getting to the pitch of the ball, but rather than hitting through it, he's almost like stopping his shot. You just think like that one there, if he continued his shot, he would be clearing the fielder easily. And in the end, almost gave a chance. This one has gone up in the air, and the fielder coming across. Here's the captain, and he makes no mistake at all. Well held indeed. Premal Rajani in the action and taking the catch. And Zinkus gets another wicket. Sends another one back. And Zulfikar Shah, his woes with the bat continue, not really timing the ball well at all. And a good catch there taken by the captain, Rajani. And well, he'd be feeling that with that wicket going down as well. And with the score where it is, he'd be feeling pretty comfortable the situation at the moment. The only problem the only thing he won't be too happy about are these extras. They certainly are mounting up, especially when the batsmen turn them into two. The new batsman now be on strike. So this is Jayesh Popat. So another left-hander. Just plays that into the ground. Gets it past the bowlers in case they come through for a single. And I think you can see there's a little bit of a sprint from the bowler going back to the mark. So I think early on, though we are quite early on, the umpires probably have already said that they're running just a little bit behind due to the extras that they're bowling. That's a good delivery, nicely pitched up, and the batsman just respecting it, playing it back down. Sahid Misam, as the umpires call that one over. So that is the end of the power play. The score is 19. They've lost 2 wickets. And it's, well, pretty evenly poised, I have to say. At the same point, Porto themselves were on 15. They'd only lost the 1 wicket. We still haven't seen Shazad come in. We know what he can do with the bat. He normally tends to come in a little bit later on in the innings. And I think he will probably end up being the key again as the left-hander Jayesh Popat. It's on strike. This is short and needs to be put away, and it has been. It was a Gandhi ball, and he smashes it in the area of square leg, and it's rocketed to the boundary, and straight away it looks like there's been a change here on the leg side to the left-hander. So another one comes across. Just trying to strengthen that. So now we've got 5 men on the leg side. It's a better delivery. Pop at this time, just pushing this back down. Raghu Rahman, well, it was his first ball, just ended up too short. He comes again. This one is much fuller. It's flicked up in the air. It'll be safe. It's going to just hit and plug. They need to be looking to come back for 2. A lot of ball watching from these batsmen. Certainly not running the first one fast, as you like to see. Well, they're making it look like they're cruising. But another wicket here, and who knows? This one's down the leg side again, and it will be called a wide. So those extras continue to support the innings of Marlow. That's taken us to 11 now, 10 wides in the innings already. He's going to try and come in round the wicket to the left-hander, Rahman. And this is being picked up beautifully. I think it's going to go all the way. Balle, balle, balle. Wow, that's a lovely shot. He's absolutely creamed that. It's too short again. He's on the leg side. And that one has gone where Sarah and Mariana are working during the mornings. And I have to give them a shout. 2 lovely ladies from the health department. And they're here every day doing the following the regulations that we must and have our COVID test. This one's gone through. It's a better delivery, that's where he needs to be. But that was a nice shot. Well, a few more shots like that, and this match will be slipping away from Porto. I don't think there was anything wrong with that. It's a good delivery for me, and umpire Bucks agrees. That is the end of the over. So a little bit more acceleration there from the batting side. The score moves on to 32. 13 off it. So this is going to be interesting. This is a big change for me. The start of the 5th over. And we're going with Neil Childs. Now, I like the look of Childs. When I saw him the last time, I think he just, the only thing was, and he, maybe because it was a little bit of rustiness, a little bit of nerves, he didn't get the ball in the right place all the time, so he bowled a few wide deliveries. But when he got it right, and with the flight he gave him the ball, he had a lot of batsmen in trouble. Started well with that one. Tie the off stump. I'm liking this, the introduction of spin. Something different. Field is moving around here now. Still keeping it very much strong on the offside. So that's where he needs to be bowling. He can't bowl it there. He's got away with that one for me. Maybe the bounce, it just bounced higher than what Nissan was expecting. He's just plodding along really. That's moved him on to 4 of 10 balls. But he's got to look at his field. Now this is going to be interesting because I think Jayesh Popat certainly will have a go. And he doesn't get hold of this at all. He has a look at his bat. I think he got it towards the toe end. He'll take the single. This is what makes it difficult, I think, for Rajani to set this field. What does he do? Does he push the 5 men that he can back? Or does he try and keep it a little bit attacking so they're in catching position? This one's been pitched, over pitch, he's been hit away, fielder gives it chase, and that's great work there. A little bit of beach cricket as the throw comes in, and the batsman get back. That's what you want to see out there. Sliding around. Done very, very well there. Fantastic stuff, and gets the throw in as well. That was brilliant work from Thomas Rogerson. Well done, brilliant. 2 men waiting on the boundary, and they'll be in play again here. Well, it's not being picked at all by one of them. He's saying, where is it? Well, that was a lovely shot. Not sure who that is out there. He's saying, I can't see it, where is it? Everybody's saying it's yours. Fortunately, didn't have enough power on to go past the fielder there. Popat on strike. Charles. It has been whipped away, and it's got too much pace on it. The fielder didn't have to move too much, probably a couple of meters to his left, but that's gone all the way to the boundary. This is a good shot. Just a tad short. He's picked it, and bang, hits it away. And he's got enough on it. Like I say, the fielder there didn't have to go much of a distance, but the ball beat him quite easily, and that's the end of the over. And score moving along nicely now, moves on to 41. Just 2 wickets down. So the rate is dropping down all the time. Score 37 required in 30 balls, so it's about 7, just over 7 and over. Halfway point here. So at the moment, if they carry on the way they are, they should get there, should Marlowe, but a couple of wickets would change everything. Straps him on the pads, and well, he's got to be pretty hopeful, the bowler. He's pitching outside the leg stump, Siraj Peshwaria, but hoping that his action, being left armour, will make the difference. Arm over. That's been hit hard back at him. Good work. He's got 2 men back for that shot, but he makes sure that he's not giving anything away, not even a single. Peshwaria comes in once more. And once more, not timing it at all. Saeed Misam, I think he's really just got to concentrate on doing what he's done there. Just get bat onto ball, get the single, and give the strike to Jayesh Popat at the moment. He's moved on to just 8 of the 15 deliveries that he's had. Peshwaria, that's a good delivery to the left-hander. And this will make it, oh, that's been signalled as a no ball. Now I'm suggesting, or guessing I should say, that's because of a fielder had gone too far out. Certainly didn't look like it was called from the umpire at the bowler's end. So that's a wide. So I'm assuming we are on a free hit then. I haven't seen the free hit signalled from umpire Bucks. This one's down the leg side. This will be another wide. It's signalled. The batsman make it into 2 wides. So Suraj just getting his line a little wrong, and he's going to have more pressure put on him now because he's got to now get his radar changed again to the right-hander. And that's been nicely played away. There's nobody there at all. The fielder's got to go a long way. And really, you've got to be looking for 3 runs here. But these two, they're not the best of runners. And they settle for 2. Nobody there at all. No fine leg. And you saw the man from backward square having to go a long, long way. I think that's Thomas Rogerson having to do that. Warrior, and well, taking him on. I just get the feeling that maybe the message has got out to Saeed Maysam to say, look, I think it's about time you played a few shots. Maybe you have to commit yourself, and if you're out, no worries. But the one they don't want to commit themselves too much is Jayesh Popat. They need him and want him in. He's the man that has played some nice shots. Well, Charles is going to continue. And that's hit pretty firmly, but the fielder should come across and stop it. The batsman will look for 1, and they're taking him on for 2. And, well, this time they did run well. Certainly had to accelerate. And I think Saeed Maysam has got the message. Run fast if you need to keep this man, Jayesh Popat, on strike. Charles is down the leg side. That will be signalled a wide ball. Struggling Charles, I think, to the left-hander. He's bowled pretty well to the right. But to Jayesh Popat, he just can't seem to get the ball in the right areas. In once more. This one's well flighted. It's hit hard. The fielder's got chasing to do again. He won't get there. And, well, maybe a good decision made there by the fielder in the end. He did think about having a slide in. I just think if he did, he would have taken the camera out here. Thought about it, look, thought, okay, oh, well, he put the brakes on just in time. And once more, another boundary. Neil Child struggling to get the ball in the right area to the left-hander. This one's been hit nicely along the deck. Nicely played, and you can hear the Marlow players appreciating this innings from Popat. It's just doing what his team needs. Remember, that rate is not big. It's now down to just under 7 and over. So for them, it's going in the right direction. Short, and once more, it's hit flat, but not middled. It's easily fielded there. The boundary by Anthony Chambers. Let's see if he can get this one floated. A good length outside the off stump. Neil Charles, here he comes. And oh, he's got through. How about that? The answer to my question was, well, yes, he could. He's tempted Jayesh Popat to play that shot. He's been successful when the ball has been there on the leg side, but when it's there in that area, that's where you need to be, and that's your reward. And didn't really like it, Neil Charles, and well, he's had his struggles against Jayesh Popat, but he's the man who gets him. He's gone for 25 of just 14 deliveries, and that's a good wicket to get at this point. But, well, it's a good man to come in as well at this point. Najam Shahzad has been in the runs. It's a good man to have in your team. Great all-rounder. Takes wickets for you and scores runs. Scored 46 runs yesterday in the 2 innings he played. Both of them he was not out. Got into his 20s on both occasions. And this time he's just quite happy just to see that one out from Charles. So Charles has done his job. It wasn't easy for him out there, but he's taken the prize wicket And that was good batting as well there from Shazad. He knew that it was just his last delivery. There's no point doing anything silly. So we have a look at the dashboard for the next match. So these two teams will be back in action again. And I noticed they're still on Marlowe's team. Amir Ziab is not listed, so he's not going to make an appearance in the second match either. So that's one player, one all-rounder down for them. But other than that, no real changes, so it's going to be very much a similar battle between these sides. Realising that this is a point where another wicket is badly needed. They're turning to Junaid to come and bowl this. Junaid Khan bowling his second. Oh, and he's got a wicket straight away. And sometimes you just need a little bit of luck, and they've got it there. And Saeed Missam's innings has come to an end. Gone for the big one. He smashes the ball onto his own stumps, and he has to go. And Junaid Khan has done exactly what his captain has wanted from him. He gets that wicket. Well, it's going to be a tense, nervy finish here. The new batsman will be making his way out to the striker's end. This would be the point that Amir Ziab would be coming in his absence. We've got Mohammed Suleiman coming in. Well, I think at the moment, the man at the other end, we know what he can do. Shazad, he won't hold back. He looks to hit big. Certainly he wouldn't bowl short to him. They're the balls he attacks and he sends them over the stand. He's just at the other end for now. Let's see what Shazad can do. This one is too wide. And how important, how costly would these wide deliveries be? They keep adding to the score. 16 extras now. Junaid Khan. Wickets are required. Another swing and a miss. Oh, it doesn't look like Mohammed Suleiman is interested in having a look. Coming out swinging, trying to hit big. And, well, it's the same shot again. It's not using his feet. And, just having a little walk around. The batsman, Suleiman, probably having a few words to himself. And if I was Junaid here now, I'd be looking to see if I can get that ball, that kookaburra, to swing into his toes. Aim for that Yorker length delivery. He's stepped across and he's hit him. Where's he hit him in line? Well, yes, is the umpire. And, well, Andrew Ryan sometimes says he thinks the bowlers can probably hear what I'm saying. And that's exactly what I was asking Junaid to be looking to do. He's done that. The batsman, you see, he's come right across his stumps, and it was a case of you miss, I hit. And well, that one, the only question would be, was it going on to hit the stumps, or was it slightly outside the line? This won't really give us a good idea, but I think that's umpire's call. And umpire Bucks, his finger goes up, and another batsman has been sent back. This is brilliant stuff. Good bowling. Junaid doing exactly what he has to do. The new batsman now is Assad, comes in. What a great over this is. Junaid, get another one here. Who knows? Oh, and that wasn't far off, finding the edge. He's bowled brilliantly. What a game he's had. 43 of 25 balls with the bat, helping Porto get to 77 for 4, and now here he is, knocking the stumps over. 2 wickets so far in this second over of his. And the batsman just can't seem to get on ball, and well, What a brilliant over that was. Superb. And, well, the two batsmen, they will have a chat. I think Shazad is probably quite relieved that he's going to now be on strike, but he's only faced the one ball. That was that of Charles, which he just pushed down, defended it. But he knows he can't do too much defending here now. 21 runs needed here now of 12 deliveries. They are 57 for 5 of 8. So this is going to be interesting. Bowler to come on. The bowl is going to be Peshawariya. And this is going up in the air. This is a big moment. It should be one the wicketkeeper should take comfortably, and he does. And that is a massive wicket. It is huge. The big hitter, Shazad, has gone. He was not out in both innings yesterday, but today, well, we say whatever happens in the past, forget about. That's what Porto would have said to themselves coming into this game without a win in 4. And well, Najam Shazad is gone for the big shot. He skied it, and an easy catch in the end taken by Sabapathy. He made it look easy. He had a lot of time to think about it in his hands, and the big wicket. Najam Shazad has gone without scoring. A 2-ball duck is another one that's going to go into that river. And now all of a sudden here, Marlow are in some trouble with all of the key batsmen gone. Got the batsman coming here now is Yasir Sabir. What a performance this has been so far. And it's more swinging and missing. It has gone through. They will take the extra. 20 required now of 10 deliveries. And they need to get bat onto ball. The key thing here for Marlow is they just cannot afford these dot balls. There's been too many. You saw that toss over, and maybe that was a pressure that was put on Shazad. All those dot balls and no runs, and he felt that he had to go straight away. And this one is just pushed out and take a single. So this match is definitely going into the final over. But who's going to hold their nerve? Well, Zinkas has bowled himself out. Junaid Khan has bowled himself out. And this man, and that's been signalled. Well, no, it hasn't. You see, that's what's getting me here. So the last time I thought there was a no ball, that's the umpires signalling to each other that it's 2 to come. So if you're thinking the same at home, that is not a no ball. That's just a communication between the umpires. And you'll see it's one of the reasons I think the last time round I thought there was a no ball, and I was looking to see the free hit signal. Okay, I'm with you now, guys. This one's been creamed, and it will only be, it should only be a single. Two batsmen certainly not trying to push, and that's one of the things that I think Marlow will look back at, you know, as that over. It's a good one, isn't it? Got the big wicket of Shazad. The score is on 60. So massive 6 balls to come here. It's going to be bowled by Raghu Rahman. And Raghu Rahman, he's the leading wicket taker at the moment. He's taken 6 wickets, so well, he's the one you would have bowling it. 18 needed of 6 for victory. And well, they've gone through for what I would imagine is going to be signalled. No, I thought it was going to be signalled a bye, but there was some bat on it. Thought maybe it just clipped the pad. So that's just a single. So 17 of 5. And that will help very much for Porto. Straight delivery. And that's why Raghu Rahman has been getting those wickets nice and straight. And sends another batsman back. Good bit of bowling. You can't blame the batsman too much. It's got to get onto it. Got to try and hit big. And Yasir Sabir makes a long, lonely walk back. And, well, we're seeing here, I think, what a key man having Amir Ziab in your team is. This is the sort of time when he would have come in, and if Najam Sazad, as he has here, not performed, well, you've still got him. He's scored 41 runs yesterday, not in the team in either one of these matches today, and they've certainly missed him. And at this point, with 17 required of 4 balls, Porto, no, get a good ball in here, and literally they are sniffing their first victory. They haven't had the best of starts. They lost to the Indian Royals and to Gurkha 11. And this one's been hit fairly well, but the fielder should stop it. Well, the bounce just outfoxes him, but it's not going to be a boundary. The throw comes in, 2 runs taken. That's not going to hurt them. 15 of 3. This is the big ball. This has to go to the boundary. And it's not going to. And they're hustling now when it's too late to hustle. And there's going to be a run out here. Surely he's not even trying to get back. And that's very, very bad batting indeed. There was never 2 runs there. I don't think taking the 2 would have made any difference to the context of this game. But even when he knew that the other batsman wasn't going to come back, he still could have got back quite easily. But just didn't even bother, just didn't even try. Well, he's quite frustrated, naturally. But, well, Sajid Izaz, not sure what he was thinking there as he gets himself run out. So Porto, what a day this is for them. Remember, they're playing this match. These matches today in memory of Steve Rogerson, who was a key member of their club who recently passed away. And his nephews are out there as well, Thomas and John Rogerson. Well done, guys. This one's been up in the air, should be another wicket, and it's well taken. And it's all going wrong here for Marlow. Well, they call Marlow in Spanish, Marlow is bad. This performance from them has been muy malo at the moment as another wicket goes. Good catch there taken by Charles. And Porto, what a comeback this has been for them. And they kept fighting. We knew that they had ability in this side. We've seen glimmers of it. Zingas has scored runs against the Indian Royals. Junaid Khan has scored runs. Anthony Chambers has scored runs, but they just weren't able as a team to make it count. They were losing wickets at the wrong stages. And, well, today, on a very special day for them, they've come out brilliantly. A sentimental day, it means a lot to them, and that's a fantastic victory for Porto. Well done to them, and very sporting as well as they clap off the Marlow batsman. And, terrific victory, well done to Porto. Good solid performance. They probably, I was saying that the scores between 75 and 80 is what they would be looking for as a bare minimum. They got to that thanks to the batting of Junaid Khan, but they were superb in the field. The only department they let themselves down on is the discipline with the extras. There's too many extras really, 15 wides, and if one of the Marlow batsmen was able to get going, that could have played a big part in this match. But as it is, Marlow have finished on a disappointing 65 for 9, trying to get to 78. So it's been a good victory by 12 runs by Porto. As we see those highlights, that was a very important catch. The captain, he's been very good up until now. He wasn't able to add to the the 112 runs that he scored in this series up to date. And once he went, well, they just continued to bowl good lines. This one, there were some good hits from the left-hander. That was a very good catch, though. That was Zulfikar going. And the left-hander I'm talking about is Jayesh Popat. When he came in, he did play some nice shots. And I thought, well, maybe he was going to be the man that was going to get them to victory. At one point, when it was at the 5-over mark, at the halfway stage, it was 41 for 2. He was looking good and playing some nice looking shots because nobody else around him was doing anything. But it was Childs, the unlikely hero, that finally got his man. He was the one that Popat was taking a liking to early on, but he was just drifting down the leg side, just needed to get one in the right slot. And just as I called it, that's exactly what Childs did, and he got his man, and with that I think he bought the victory. There we go, Toma, off you go, I've got you. And when that wicket went down, there was nobody else that came in to do the damage. I think a lot relied on Najam Shahzad, but as he saw a lot of dot balls being played out while he stood at the other end, he came out and played the big shot too early, and he went. A very good catch taken by Sabapathy. It went a long way up in the air, and after that it was just wicket after wicket, and that one was one where the umpire had to assess whether the ball was going to go on and hit the stumps. Umpire Bucks deciding yes, it was going to. So well done to Porto. They've come back to this series, this FanCode Portugal T10, on the back of 4 defeats. When I was speaking to them the last time, to the captain, who's a really nice gentleman, is Pramar Rajani, and he was saying that they'll be back stronger. He knows that they were doing a lot of things right. He knows that some of the key players hadn't yet clicked. He also understood and accepted that the format that they normally play is a longer format, so a lot of their players are not used to playing this shorter format of the game, but they will, as he said, get better, and that's exactly what they have done here. As we see a good catch taken from the man who's all smiles, the man who took the very valuable wicket off Jayesh Popat there. Well done once more to him and to his team in this. Well, it's like I said, quite a sentimental day for them. They're playing in memory of their dearly beloved Steve Rogerson, who was a key figure in their club, and well, he's going to be absolutely, well, wherever he is in a different world somewhere, he's going to be very happy with what he's looking down and seen so far from his beloved Porto club. Just quickly run through the scorecard here as I leave you to look at the dashboard for the next match coming up. You can see some of the key men that have got the points, if you like, those fantasy points. So if they're part of your fantasy 11, they're certainly earning you some points. But at the moment, in this time for Marlo Mian Shahzad, he was unable to do anything. Side Misam, well, he looked totally out of touch, and Najam Shahzad were going for a duck, so they weren't able to help you out this time. Only Jayesh Popat, he did well with the bat. But on the Porto side, well, there's been some good developments there as well. Junaid Khan, he's looking good all of a sudden. John Zinkas, he's yet to fire. I think he will as well, along with the captain. But quick look at that scorecard. So Ian Mahmood disappointing, the captain going for a duck, and Zulfikar Shah, the left-hander, tried to get going but hasn't really got going, I think, at all in this series so far. He seems to be scratching around. Saeed Misam, well, he certainly was scratching around, playing a lot of dot balls out, but what he did do, he did put a good partnership together with Jayesh Popat, and he was just cleverly getting him most of the strike. But then Popat went, bowled by Neil Charles, and Junaid Khan, I think that over from Junaid when he came in the 8th over, he had to deliver something special, and he did. He took 2 wickets in that over, and he got rid of Saeed Misam before, when he was looking to accelerate, and then he also bowled Mohammed Suleiman for a duck as well. Najam Shahzad, he's very disappointed getting out as well. With both those men both key players and big hitters getting out for attack, well, Marlow really were going to struggle, especially when they didn't have Amir Zihab in their team. And after that, well, nobody was able to do anything. The run out from Mohamed Sadid Iza as well, I think that, if you look at that again, it was, well, very poor and sad to see, and that probably summed up the batting performance of Marlow. Porto, well, they were terrific. As I already highlighted, maybe just need to have a look at the extras, but I'm sure going into this next match, that is something that will already be looking to improve on. But the bowling from John Zinkas, taking 2 wickets for just 10 runs of his 2, fantastic. Junaid Khan, brilliant. That second over from him, 2 wickets for 9 he spelled. Rahman there, well, he was a little bit expensive in his first. It was, well, Poppet that took a liking to him, Jayesh Poppet, but he came back strong to keep his nerve and bowled a nice tidy last over, took 2 wickets for 18. Neil Charles, he was expensive once again. It was Jayesh Poppet, the left-hander, that was taking a liking to him, but Neil Charles had the last say as he got his man bowled out, and I think with that wicket, and then with Suraj Pashwaria taking 1 as well, 2 overs for 8, he bowled well as well. With the wicket off the left-hander, who was looking dangerous, I think that brought that victory home. These 2 teams, they will be battling it out again, and of course that match will be starting on the half hour. So we've got about 20 minutes before that match starts, and it's going to be, well, an interesting affair. It's a case of, can Marlow bounce back? Now Marlow, they've had a good run now. They probably will be a little bit, well, a little bit hurt. They will be hurting in the way that match has gone. They've been in good form. Remember, they've only lost the 1 match before that one, and that was to the impressive team Gurkha 11, who are sitting top of the tables. And that was all their own doing as well. It was just too many extras. The discipline in the field wasn't good. They gave away 10 penalty runs as well because of time penalties. So they had themselves to blame, but they came back strong, didn't they? They did beat Gurkha 11 in the second match. Then they followed it up with wins against Awaris, 92 to 82, and then the close encounter, 77 to 76. Where it has to be said though, Awaris, they did fail to get 6 runs from the last 6 balls, so maybe they did get a little lucky there. And then yesterday, well, thanks to the likes of Mian Mahmood and Najam Shahzad and Amir Zahib, who they've really missed here today, they won both those matches. But they're starting today not the way they expected to, being defeated by Porto. So Porto have registered their first victory, so they join the Miranda Dragons and the Coimbra Knights on 2 points. So that's really making that interesting. The Indian Royals having 2 victories to their name. They won both their matches against the Dragons. They are on 4 points, so this is an opportunity for Porto, if they can get another win here, to be right up there with the Indian Royals. And above them, well, Marlow, at the moment they're sitting in 3rd place on 10 points. A victory for them will have them level with Awaris, and that would be on the same number of matches played as well. So things are really hotting up here. Like I said, we've just gone past the halfway stage. 4 teams out of the 7 will battle it out for semi-final places. And well, the way it stands at the moment, with that victory to Porto, well, any of those teams could make it into the finals. So for now, this is Rico Fu. I'm going to say a little goodbye, just for a short while, of course, because we are back with the second match on the half hour. So it's just an opportunity for me to go and say hello to the girls in the clubhouse. Nina and Anna will be there, and maybe get my order in for my glass of port later on when the work is done from Grandpa Yoda. And well, before I go, take this opportunity just to remind you, and also to congratulate Gina Brescia for winning the finals there in Italy and Brescia. I think they're a team that I remember well from my time in Rome, in Roma Campanelli, and they were a good side, and I did expect them to go all the way to the finals. I expected it to be against Brescia, but Brescia were beaten in their semi-final by Giangio Brescia, but Brescia did win the bronze final. But the final, the victors, the champions in Brescia, well done again to Gina Brescia. So Rica Full just signing off for now. We will be back when we see Marlow and Porto getting head-to-head again. Will it be Porto that can make their sensational climb up the table and be joint in 4th place with the Indian Royals, or will Marlow get a victory in this last match and be the same number of points as Irish in 3rd? We'll take a short break there and we'll be back just before the half hour.
We're here for game 24. Home team Oporto versus Marlow Cricket Club. Oporto have the toss.
Heads.
It is tails. So Marlow have won the toss.
Hey, you're right first.
You're going to bat first?
Yeah.
Marlow will be batting first. Back over to Rico in the commentary box.
Thank you very much, Carlo Butzimatsa. So there you have it. Marlow have won the all-important toss for this match in the night. Well, I say in the night, there's long shadows across the ground at the moment. But pretty soon, I would say in about 15 minutes' time, the sun will go down the mountains just behind us, and we'll be relying predominantly on the floodlights. The umpires, umpire Bucks and umpire Tripp, are making their way out to the middle, and the teams no doubt will follow. So Porto, they'll be hoping to do exactly what they did in the first match. They restricted Marlow to 65. They had him 9 wickets down, and it was only Jayesh Popat, 25 of 14, that was able to get any real runs on the board. And well, I know that there's Pramod Rajani, the news is coming through that the captain, taking that very good catch he took, has broken his finger. So, but at the moment, I think he's still going to be out there. So we may see that later on, depending how he feels, that a 12th man may come on. And there's no changes either from the Marlow 11. Now, Marlow, how do they go about this? Well, it's very simple. The 2 batsmen that made zeros, the 2 key batsmen, the captain himself, Mian Mahmood, and Najam Shahzad, they've got to score runs. And they batted very well yesterday in the second match in the night against the Coimbra Knights. They did what many teams have struggled to do. Well, what they've got to do here is put good runs on the board. This is the right toss to win, and if they can get those runs on the board, then there's every opportunity that they can come back strong in this match. And before the first ball is bowled here from John Zinkas, welcome to the commentary position, somebody that you've seen out there playing, Conrad Greenshields. Welcome, sir.
Thank you, Rico. Good to be here.
Now look, I know that you've seen a lot of these teams a number of times, but last match, that was a little bit of a surprise to most people around here, wasn't it?
Yeah, definitely. I think Porto came on strong. It's definitely put the cat amongst the pigeons. It's good to see them performing.
It certainly is, and I know I was speaking to Pramod Rajani when they left us last time after a disappointing night where they lost to 2 matches once more. That was to the Gurkha 11, that he was saying that it's all a learning process. It's about a lot of the teams out here, and including his team, Porto, not familiar with this short format. Is that something that you can relate to as well, even though you've had some experience playing a T10 series before in Cartickville?
Yeah, definitely. I think Porto, you know, they're really into their 2-day cricket. Obviously, I enjoy that format too. It's totally different. So it takes a bit of time to get in. But it looks like they've adapted well.
Yeah, they certainly have, and it's well, no change in the front line here at the moment from Marlow. They're still going with Zulfikar Shah. Hasn't really clicked off yet in this series. He's you can see he's trying to be a little bit more aggressive in his play, but not really. Doesn't look like a man that's in good form. But I suppose a lot of players, what we've seen, and I think, Conrad, when we go back to even your start to this FanCode Portugal T10, the earlier matches were difficult.
Definitely. I think the pitch is, it's a tough one to get in on. I don't think a batsman is totally in. It's a bit up and down. The ball has been swinging, especially. So, yeah, it makes it a little bit more interesting when the bowlers have something in it for them.
Yeah, I mean, you talk about the ball has been swinging. So this one, well, it's been swung. It's a chance, and it should be comfortably taken. And it has been. And would you believe it? The captain, Mian Mahmood, he is on his way again, departing for another duck. This is incredible. Back-to-back ducks.
Yeah, it's a bit disappointing for me. And good for Porto. Good catch there from Anthony. Yeah, it's a bit more pressure on the lower order now, so it should be interesting.
It just goes to show that how this game can change. Yesterday, he was in the runs, scoring really, really well. If we go back to those matches yesterday, first match against Coimbra Knights, he scored 23 of 24 balls. He really looked the part, and then he scored 27 of 17. And yet here today, he's only lasted 4 balls in both matches, 2 and 2, and he hasn't got a run to his name. It's a funny game, isn't it?
It is indeed a bit of a tough one.
But a great start from John Zinkas as that wicket goes down there. Armano are 4 for 1. We've already lost the first match here. Porto looking to do the double over them. And this one's outside the off stump, just well, offering a soft shot to it, the new batsman.
Looks like the ball might be swinging a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, John Zinkas does get it to swing, and I was going to come on to that. I was just that one he swung too much. Now you talk about the ball swinging. Well, that kookaburra in your hand was swinging big the other night. Now I noticed because of the conditions the night before on the first night you guys played, that it was obviously very wet and you weren't able to run in so much when we had the delayed start and played the 2 matches in the night of this lovely Miranda de Kerber skies. But you then continued with the same format in the next day. Was that just because you were comfortable with that run and you were getting because you were getting that ball to swing, and it was almost like you were telling it where you wanted to go and it was just doing what you wanted?
Yeah, you know, in this format I don't think pace helps, because with the batsman swinging, all they need is get something on it and it's going to fly. So line and length I think is quite important, stump to stump, and try and get it to talk.
Well, try to get it to talk. Well, this one's been a nice shot. It's not going to go to the boundary. I think the fielders will cut it off. A nice slide in there, and that's a good throw as well. Good bit of fielding. Nice work done. That looks like it's John Rogerson who's out there. Now he's one of the nephews of the gentleman who sadly passed away, Steve Rogerson. Did you know of Steve much and the Porto setup? I think he was the brother of the president there.
I've heard a bit about him. For me, it's still quite new in Portugal.
Well, this is going to be an amazing catch. It was taken well. Fortunately for the fielder, though he ended up on his backside, Junaid Khan, it wouldn't have made any difference. The ball was still way over him. This was a quality shot, and well, finally Zulfikar Shah manages to find the middle of his bat, and I think that's the first time that I've seen him do that in well, the entire innings that he's had in all the matches so far. That was a good shot.
Very good. Timed it perfectly.
And this time he could be out. Oh, it just doesn't carry to the man who's there at third man. Very short third man to the left-hander. And gets a little bit lucky with that one. Well, if there's ever a time that the left-hander here, Zulfikar, could shine, it's here, especially with the captain going early. He's been joined by Saeed Missam. Saeed, he spent a long time out there, didn't he? He looked like somebody who was really struggling to find his form. He was in there a lot of balls, but just couldn't get going.
Yeah, it's something we've noticed is instead of throwing the bat at everything, rotating the strike helps. It's a good shot down the ground. Yeah, so rotating the strike I think is quite important. You know, if you can at least get 4 singles off and over, wait for the bad ball, put it away, you know, your run rate is pretty good then.
Certainly is, and well, Suraj Pashawaria is bowling a little bit higher up than he did before. Oh, that one's gone right through him, and how that doesn't go on to hit the stumps, nobody will know. Beautiful, beautiful bowling. Talking about beautiful bowling, we were talking about you getting the ball to swing around all over the place. You had a good day the other night, didn't you? I mean, you finally came good with the bat, 43 of 22 balls, and that's going to be close, but once again they get through. Now, we saw that before that 43 when you were going, and you said you struggled with the pitch, but when you play that game, it's almost like you see some batsmen, they've realised that they're not really scoring the way they'd like to be. They're not getting the right results. You sort of went out there with the I think the frame of mind to say, whatever happens, I'm just going to play my shots. Was that Was that the type of innings you went out to play that day when you got the 43?
Yeah, I kind of made my mind up. You know, you have to put a value on your wicket. Bad balls, obviously, you know, you want to try and put away, but you play each ball on merit. So that innings came together quite nicely.
So that's a lovely shot, isn't it? Beautiful shot that. A little bit too wide, I think, this time from the bowler, John Zinkas, but he's got into position. And once more, it's Zulfikar who's timing the ball right. I mean, it wasn't the best. The delivery's very wide, but he's still got to put him away.
Indeed. I think John's trying a bit too much with the swing there. You can see him trying to push it out wide, and it didn't work.
This one's been firmly hit as well, and it gets past the man. That's an even better shot. That was quality. That was class. Well, that is what's been missing from his game at the moment, and he's coming back strong. Both acha shots. Got timing, puri sigi, joka ho gaya. Liking that one, eh?
Very great shot. Head nice and still. Possibly the shot of the day.
Yeah, that was a beautiful, beautiful shot. And, well, he's come out a different man. And, well, he'll put this one again. Balle, balle, balle. I think the fielder getting fingers to it, but it already had gone past it. Well, no, the umpire is signalling 4 there. I thought perhaps it had gone all the way. Not sure what the... No, the fielder is telling the umpire, yeah, I was pretty sure there. I thought I wasted my balle, balle, balles there, Conrad, but he just absolutely picked this up beautifully, didn't he? This is turning out to be a great over. He played that really well, good timing.
Very good timing. Unfortunate for the fielder there, good effort. Unfortunately, you've tipped it over.
Yeah, I mean, it would have been a sensational catch, but just from the way his body was and the angle, I think he would have done incredibly well to keep the ball inside. So Zinkas just, well, maybe those few shots have got to him a little bit now. He's got to try and bring it back, and he comes. And this one's down the leg side, and at least it was a fuller, better delivery. Now look, Conrad, I mentioned your 43 of 22 balls. In that same match, you took 3 for 7 as well. Now what about that match number 19 where you put on 90 against the Miranda Dragons? It was an incredible match to be involved with for a number of reasons, as we see this delivery has been flicked up in the air. And the fielder, he's seen it very late. Oh dear, he just didn't pick it. I think he saw that too late. We'll probably see that again in the replay. And that chance has gone back in, that Suraj Peshawaria. We see it again. Look, he don't quite see it in the screen, but he didn't see it, didn't pick it till late. Still got his hands onto it. You have to take those, don't you?
Definitely. Didn't look comfortable.
This one's hit high up in the air, and Junaid Khan this time, he says it's mine. And he stepped over the rope. He stepped over it. It's going to be 6 runs. He stepped over the rope. He can't believe it. Oh, goodness me. And that is so unlucky. He did everything right here. The ball's gone up in the air. He's kept his eye on it. He's gone back, taken the catch, and then just watch this. Is this step here? And then when he looks back, he thinks, I didn't, did I? Rico Senior, buddy. That is so unfortunate. And another Maximo coming there, and that's what they needed, a fantastic over. 39 now for 1. Well, that was special. A lot of runs coming off that. And, well, John Zinkas, he started so well, just 3 from his first, and now ends up going for 28 of his 2 overs. And, well, this next over, this is key, isn't it? They've really got to get back to, well, stop this flow of runs. They're all coming from that man at the moment, from Zulfikar Shah. He couldn't find the middle of his bats until today, until this evening match. And now, of 12 balls, he's raced on to 32. Incredible stuff. As we see the man, the unfortunate man who took the catch but steps over, Junaid Khan, now coming on to bowl. Junaid, he had bowled very well. First match, took 2 wickets. Got a very good second over in that one. He started with a wide ball. Conrad Greenshields, this match, talk us through it. Have you ever been involved in a match like that? Awarich 90 for 4, Miranda Dragons 14 for 8.
Unfortunately, you know, I haven't been in a match before like that. It's a bit of a tough one. That's close.
Yeah, that would have been interesting if that had hit. Maybe you can see that from the side camera there, Danielle. I think maybe he did go straight away, I have to say. He's certainly up for it. He wants to be at that end, and why not? All of a sudden, everything's going right for him, and it's hitting the ball well. Yeah, so he's saying never before. I mean, I've seen low-scoring matches before. Of course, I was there when Fateh scored the 40. I was there in Barcelona when Skyways got to 35. And then, of course, I was here when Miranda Dragons struggled on 2 consecutive nights. One time it was 42, then it was 33. But, yeah, those sort of scores can happen. But 14, I think that's the lowest for me.
Yeah, for the Dragons, it's, again, a new format for them, so totally different to what they're used to playing. I think, you know, Krit Patel set it up really nicely in the first over. Yeah, it just came together for everyone, I guess.
This is good bowling here. This is a good comeback from Junaid. I like the look of Junaid Khan. Has he been around a while? I like his batting style, very aggressive, hits the ball well, and he's bowling as well. Good all-rounder.
Junaid's a very good cricketer. A lot of talent there. Puts a lot of work into it. Good flowing action when he gets to the crease.
This time Zulfikar just plays it out for the single, which is good. I know he's hit a few good shots, big shots, but he can't be thinking that he's going to do that to every bowler. I think, unfortunately, John Zinker's just lost his line a little bit too many. He was able to punish him, but he's got to go back to the basics here now. Just keep these singles plucking away, because, I mean, you've been involved in these matches in the night time. How much harder is it to bat out there when it's darkness and just floodlights? It seems the ball just seems to be behaving totally different, doesn't it?
Yeah, at night the ball tends to stay a little bit lower. It's definitely moving a lot more in the air.
Oh, this one's just popped up, but he's got safe with it. Now look, you're talking about that match, 14 for 8. All sorts of records when there's the lowest score. It was a lower score in the power play as well. Just 3 runs for 6 wickets. And also Stubbsy. Now Stubbsy's a character in these parts. He played 13 balls without scoring, and that's the most balls faced for 0 as well. All sort of records. But you didn't help their cause, did they? I mean, you first of all went out there and scored good runs, and then I think you took the 3 wickets and no runs at all off your 2 overs. The first over was a triple wicket maiden, was it not?
Yeah, it was a good over. It all came together. It was enjoyable. Yeah, with the runs, you know, our skipper Jitu did really well.
Yeah.
Put the innings together there for us. At one stage we were looking a little bit shaky. Jitu came to the rescue. Luckily they bowled to his strength, giving him some width, and he punished them.
Yeah, he batted very well, the captain, that day, I have to say. And the bowling, your bowling, and the other guy that we've been really impressed. I say we, myself and Andrew, who obviously is making his way back home probably. If he's there and you're tuning in, Andrew, hello to you. As well, hello to everybody else that's tuned in on and whether it's our YouTube channel on European Cricket Network or whether it's through FanCode in the sub-Indian continent. Welcome to you all, a warm welcome. Thank you for being on the chat. We're here because you're there. And Andrew, if you're there, let us know. But one thing that me and Andrew said, and we both agree on, we certainly do like the look of Krit Patel. He looks like a great player. And Andrew's seen him before, and he just said that he seems to be a lot sharper than he remembers him from last year. This one's played out into the covers. Will be single taken. And good bowler, good solid batsman, and he certainly gives. He's always in the action, isn't he? Always giving you something.
Yeah, Krit Patel's got a great attitude. He's put a lot of work in his cricket. As Andrew said, in Katashu, didn't feature too much. He's always there or thereabouts.
Well, that's a good fielding position. I like that. I like to see a man in close, not willing to just allow the batsman to take the singles. Most teams would tend to have the man back a little bit, so singles taken there. He's made to use his feet, and this time he just manages to get it past that fielder. That's close in. So another single to Zulfikar Shah, and Saeed Misam now gets on the strike. He's doing a little better than what he did the first time in that first innings. He was struggling to really get runs on off balls. He's had 8 deliveries now, and he's moved on to 5. And this is interesting because Neil Charles, I think he was the the man that got the big wicket, he got Popat out when Jayesh Popat was hitting the ball big and looking to take the game away from him and getting that wicket, and then Marlowe crumbled. So what can he do here? In he comes. He flights it up, and it's a nice looking shot. He made himself a bit of room. He had faith in the bounce. I mean, when you look, I mean, I know you said that it's a pitch that you found pretty difficult to get onto. When we look at it from here, I mean, though there is as we saw yesterday with Panda, unfortunately, there are some that really do absolutely shoot up. And I think that tends to happen more in those night games. So maybe it's that little bit of moisture on the pitch and on the ball that gets it to really pop up sometimes. But I think most of the time, I think the pitch is played really well. I think it offers something for the batsmen and for the bowlers.
Yeah, definitely. The pitches, you can't complain about the facilities. It's definitely harder to get in due to the dew. Excuse for that. But yeah, at night, like you said, it does skid through sometimes a little bit quicker. It pops a little bit more. Like I mentioned, the ball seems to move a bit more in the air too. So there's a little bit of everything for everyone. I think the main thing is that because of the short boundaries square, people are trying to, target those, and sometimes giving their wickets away instead of just playing normal cricket shots.
Yeah. So Junaid is going to come back and run. So at the halfway point, evenly poised here, Marlowe, 48. Just the 1 wicket down. So in terms of the wickets lost, they're doing pretty good. They've still got some big hitters that can come in here and change the complex of this game. And though the captain, Mia Mahmood, has gone for a duck, the other man, good key player in the jam, Shazad, he's still yet to come in. If he can get his act together, he's good for 20-30 runs if he gets a few balls coming at him. And also, don't forget the left-hander who batted very, very well and really was the only man that was in the match for them. He's still there to come in as well.
Yeah, it would be a good ploy for Porto to try and keep Zulfi off strike. Yeah, so
yeah. I think it is good as well. I think, Conrad, I mean, the man I'm talking about, of course, is Jayesh Popat. I mean, they've got 2 good left-handers in here. With Zulfikar now in this sort of form, it's not, because that causes trouble, doesn't it, for teams? When you have left and right combination, it's difficult for the bowlers. This one's been smashed high up in the air. I don't think it's going to go all the way, or is it? Well, it does. It somehow, the fielder is chasing it, but it's felt like the kookaburra just kept running away from him, and in the end, it drops just in front of him and over the boundary rope for 6 runs. And well, he's lofted it high in the air. Unfortunately, he's picked the shortest of the boundaries, and you can see there it just carries and goes for 6 runs, and that's a nice shot. So that will help also Zulfikar Shah, because he'll be believing now that Saeed is also capable of playing some shots and won't feel that he's got to play all the big shots himself. So a little bit of pressure relieved off him, but he's trying to gun that away. And we've seen a lot of batsmen guilty of this. They get bat onto ball to play one nice shot, and then there's the dot balls that follow, which undo all the good work that's been done. And because of that intent from the batsman, you see the fielder there, John Zinkers, has been sent right back onto the boundary. And well, that's if Saeed Missam can get hold of it. At the moment, he's not hitting anything out on this off stump. This one, he doesn't have to even try. It's a big wide, and that's good work by Sabpathy. He's a big man, the wicketkeeper. He's done well to get down there.
Yeah, Saeed, that previous shot, cross-bat shot, might have been a better idea to try and play straight, offside. There's a few gaps there.
In comes Junaid Khan. And that one's sliced up. They should be looking to go for 2. The running seems to be a lot better in this match compared to the first. I felt that Marlowe could quite easily, the runs that they were short in that match, the 12 runs, could easily have made those up with the running throughout their innings. I don't think they ran particularly well. I don't think they put any pressure on the field, and it seems to be that they're certainly trying to bring their best game into this match. They know the importance of getting this win, don't they, Conrad?
Yeah, definitely. This is a must-win for them. It will definitely, make the table look a lot more interesting if they had to go down here again.
Well, look, you talk about the table looking interesting. It will look interesting because the way it looks at the moment, as you know, your team are in 3rd place, played 8 matches. sorry, you're in second place with 12 points because you won those 6 matches on the spin. Now Marlow, before the start of today, they were just 2 points behind you. So, well, for you, certainly, Porto did a great job by getting that victory. But Marlow, if they can get a victory here, they're going to be on level pegging with you. And the other thing a lot of teams don't realise is what we're going to talk about here now. It's not just the way you win, it's the style you do it in as well. And if you're going to lose a match, it's the way you lose, because net run rate can be very important as well. And this has been clobbed high. The fielder is there, but once more, it's that poor fellow who can't do anything about it. We've seen him get one hand to one before that went for 6, and I think this one was very much the same. It was a big hit, and I don't think he could have done anything about that. I think he was on the wrong side of the line in the first place. Look, it's caught him there. He's high up in the air. That's a good shot, and Zulfikar is really motoring now. He's dealing in 6s. Where's this one going to be? And it's gone through, but fortunately it wasn't the straight delivery that sometimes Neil Charles gets in and gets the batsman bowled. That was the sort of delivery that he got Jayesh Popat with. The other left-hander, here he comes again. He's got to keep it away from the legs. He's got the batsman coming forward. It's hit up the air, and this is straight forward, and it is straight to the fielder, and the wicket has been taken by Charles once more, and that's a nice catch there from Anthony Chambers.
Very good catch. One thing I've noticed about the boundary riders, especially in this innings, is not being aware of the lines. If you're on the boundary, you should be on the boundary. Always easier to take a ball coming in than going backwards.
Yeah, and I'm glad you mentioned that, because if Andrew Ryan was sat here now, he'd be putting his hair out. That's one thing that he really did dislike, and I'm the same. I think that if your bowler is saying to you, right, I want you on the boundary, you've got to be on it. And we've seen in front of us a number of occasions, as we've seen with Chambers now, he's a long way from the line, and that time he gets lucky. And we've seen, though, a number of times the ball's gone over that fielder and bounced a couple of times and gone over for 4, and well, that's not something that the bowler wants to see. This one has been absolutely hammered. He's taken a lucky bounce on the ground, though, hasn't gone to the boundary. Well, he's absolutely moped at that, hasn't he? And well, that's a good start. Smashing it. The batsman did cross, so that was Saeed Nizam hitting that. And well, the new batsman in is going to be Najam Shahzad. He made a 0 in the first game. Well, he's wanting to do what he does best in this one, and that is big. Balle, 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 manos arriba, arbitro. Manos arriba, porque eso es 6 carreras. That's what he does best, and you cannot bowl short to him, can you?
No, definitely not. That's a poor delivery. Najam gets into position really well and puts it away.
So Najam Shahzad, he's deciding he's going to come out attacking. He's, went for a 2-ball-0 the last match, and this time he's gone in the same area. Chambers does the fielding, batsman take the single. And Charles, well, he's gone for a few runs, but he has picked up a wicket, and he tends to do that, doesn't he? That's one thing that, other thing I've noticed here, the slower bowlers seem to be successful out there.
Yeah, the ball tends to hold up a little bit, so really difficult to get onto it. Again, I think there's a few too many cross-bat shots. You know, that ball, that previous ball there, could possibly have gone over cover. He's good enough for it.
Yeah, definitely. And well, tomorrow there's no cricket during the day, so it's all party in the night time here in Portugal, in Coimbra, Miranda de Corvo. It's going to be day 13 of 23. And we welcome back the Coimbra Knights. Chris Redhead will be bringing his troops back again, and they'll be playing Porto. So no doubt that the Coimbra Knights are glued to their sets and watching this performance from Porto, and coming up with a plan. Well, this is going up in the air. The fielder comes to it, and he sets himself with the cat, and he's done very well indeed. That is a good catch. He's all smiles, and it's that player, Junaid Khan. We saw him in front of us here, end up on his bum when the ball was going up the air. Well, this time he decides, well, I want to go with the sand. I'm not slipping in the sand. Kept his eyes on it. Well, he did actually slip there with his left foot. That's a good catch from him, and that went a long way up in the air. Big wicket once more.
Very big wicket. Important. Again, probably a false shot outside off wide, reaching for it.
Well, that's Shahzad now gone. We know how dangerous he is. He certainly doesn't like holding back. And the bowler, Raghu Rahman, he's well, got the ability to get big wickets. He's just steps up and bowls, but he bowls a good line. And there's another one, and he's got 2 in 2. Would you believe it? I said he bowls a good line. Well, that one's a little bit wide. The batsman has had a big heave at it, and it's another wicket. And, well, falling like flies, the batsman did cross. He's had a swipe, and there he goes. Look at this. Great take from the wicketkeeper, 2 in 2. So, well, Raghu Rahman finds himself on a hat-trick.
There's been quite a few of these during this tournament, hat-trick balls. No one's taken one yet.
No, and I mean, you were one, of course, and in that match, in fact, I seem to remember you finished your over with 2 wickets, and in your second over, first ball won a hat-trick, and it was the same with Krut Patel, but it never quite happened. Yours was the closest, though. I don't know how the batsman, can't remember who it was, but I don't know how he managed to get back onto the ball.
Yeah, I think I had already started celebrating.
Well, here we go. So the unfortunate batsman that is coming in for the hat-trick ball is making his way over to the striker's end, and it's going to be Shan. So let's see what happens here. In comes Rahman. This is the hat-trick ball, and he has a swipe at it and doesn't get anything on it. So Shan survives. Shan Aziz, the wicketkeeper. And well, he's got to just try and stay there. It's this one, he has a big swing. And once more, we see a batsman just plant his foot outside the leg stump and swing, not getting the feet in the right place. He's got a good batsman up there at the other end with him. It's Jayesh Popat, and I think the key thing for them is trying to give him as much strike as they can. This one is going straight to the fielder, and it's just as well that Jayesh Popat decided that there was no run on there. He probably won't be thinking about running any of these singles towards the end. He needs to be on strike here. This one will be hit away. Well, he's going to be made to run. He'll want to come back for 2. That's what they need to be looking for, and they do. And it's all about getting this score up now as much as they can. It's already in the 70s. Well, it's a complete mess up there. But in the end, I think the wicketkeeper, yeah, he just did well to keep hold of it. It's Sabhathi. There's no point throwing it away unnecessarily. That is the end of the over. And, well, where are we at? I think we're at 73 with 8 overs gone. With 12 balls left, I think Marlow will be looking at 10 and over here, try to get into the 90s, and they'll believe in this fixture, especially when Porto will have to bat in the harder conditions in the night. They'll believe that's enough. Conrad, what do you reckon?
Yeah, earlier today I said, plus 70 for the first innings is a defendable total. Here, anything above 80, batting second is really difficult. So, yeah, if Marlow can get around 85, 90, I think they'd feel they're within a good shot for it.
Peshawari coming in, he has to keep it full, can't afford to bowl short. And this been hit nicely straight down the ground. And, well, they challenge to go for the 2. A good throw and he'll be in trouble. I think he's out. And he's done very well, the bowler. That's good bit of work, good teamwork there. John Zinkers comes in, good pickup and good throw, and gets it straight to the bowler. And Peshawari gets the ball in his hands and straight away underarm thrown to the stumps. And, well, the batsman has to go. And it's going to be a long walk. This is good work here late on from Porto. They've one big over, wasn't there, where there was a few shots played. But look, this one, it's played nicely. And I think the key here was that you had the key batsman was running to the safe end. So I think the batsman there, Aziz, really sacrificing his wicket, but it's something that perhaps at this stage you need to do. I think that's smart cricket. I think this is something that teams that are not that are new to this format don't quite understand, that sometimes to get the key man on strike you've got to make the sacrifices. Now I'm saying the key man on strike, I mean Jayesh Popat is not like he's on big amounts of runs, but we're just going on the basis of what he did in that last match. If he can produce some of those shots, then he certainly will get them up to quite a daunting score.
Yeah, totally agree with you there. Jayesh is key to these last 3.
Well, there's a swing and a miss there. And good bit of pace there. That one came through pretty quick from Suraj Peshawari.
Yeah, he's bowled really nicely today.
batsman at the non-striker's end. And it's Izaz, and he was involved in quite a comical run out, so I need to be careful. I think Jayesh Popat on what Mohammed Sajid Izaz decides to do.
I think if Porto can keep them below 85 here, they'll feel quite comfortable, especially if Sinead and John Zinkers can fire at the top of the order. Anthony's due for some runs too.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I think the way that they played in that first match, the confidence that they've got from it, they'll be bringing that in to that match. But it's all, like you say, all key on what happens in the remaining balls in this innings. If they can keep that score to, around about 80, they'll be happy. I think between 90 and 100, they'll probably feel that, well, they've got to be at their best. This one is hooked up in the air. I don't think it's going to go to the boundary. A tremendous effort there from the fielder. Well, that was an awesome effort from the fielder, really diving, and that goes to show just what Porto have brought to the game here today. 100% effort from everyone. What a tremendous catch this would have been. And of course, his ass man again, if he hasn't been involved enough in things, Anthony Chambers throwing himself around, that would have been a great catch.
Great effort there. Put his body on the line there. Unfortunately, it just didn't stick.
Bashwaria, and this one's been hit away hard. It may go all the way to the boundary. He's got to negotiate the sand, and well, it holds up as the batsman. Well, have they run two there? They've just taken the one.
Yeah, they got the two.
They got the two. I was going to say you've got to make two out of those, and well, I suppose you've had a few of those. That's a little bit disheartening, isn't it, when the ball you think is going for four and it gets into the sand there and just holds up. And but at least the outfield's being cut. It's a lot quicker now, isn't it? This one's been hit well, and his Chambers will be coming in again. Good pick up, good throw. That's very good cricket. And no opportunity for the batsman to be thinking about taking the 2 runs there. So as we complete the 9th over, the score now is 79. Only 6 runs from that one, so it was tidy. The 2 batsmen having a chat here, of course. Jayesh Popat is probably thinking, okay, I want to get on strike, but well, Mohammed Saeed Izaz is probably thinking, well, look, I'm more than capable of playing a few shots myself. It's going to be interesting, but it's not going to be easy because this man, Raghu Rahman, it's certainly been one of the key bowlers for Porto. He's taken 2 wickets already. He was on a hat-trick, and he took a wicket in the earlier match as well, moving up the tables of wicket takers. And this one's been crashed very hard. And what will they do? Will they take the 2 on? I think you'd have to. You can't be turning down runs late on. And that's good running. That gets them now into the 80s.
Yeah, good running. I think if he had hit there, he might have been short of his ground. Something else I've noticed is the batsmen don't tend to slide their bats. So always in with the shout, with the throw.
Well, I'm just having a look here. The batsman seems to be walking off, so we've obviously missed something there. He obviously was run out, so maybe we can see that again, Daniel, since we've got an opportunity. So he's definitely on his way back. So there must have been a very quiet appeal, and Mr. Trippy probably just put the finger up. And if you've got a replay of that, Daniel, for us before the batsman gets in. So it is a wicket, and well, it's that of the left-hander. So this time round, Jayesh Popat is not going to be doing any of the big hitting. It's coming up here now. Well,
ooh.
I don't think that, no, that the ball was not in hand here. Look at this. He's not the wickets with his hand. Oh dear, oh dear. Well, I don't think the umpire will want to see that again. It does happen. They don't have the advantage of seeing the replay. But I think Jayesh is going to be a bit disappointed when he sees that.
Yeah, a bit of a tough one. When in doubt, not out.
New batsman is Yassir. So getting to the closing stages. All valuable runs these. You've got to push, and well picked up. Good throw. Been very impressed with the fielding from Porto as well. They've had some half chances, some rough calls on the offside boundary there, an extra cover with the ball just clearing the fielder. But they've stuck to the task very well indeed. And this one's been smashed. It's a good hit. The fielder coming across. Oh, that is absolutely sensational. Shaba, take a bow. That man, John Zinkas, showing us how it's going to be done. That was brilliant. Pure class. How about that?
It was a good recovery. Again, caught off the line, but a great catch. Very good, John.
Yeah, it was a great catch. Now that's what we've been talking about with we think the fielders are too far in. He had to run sideways and backwards to get in line, but takes a brilliant catch. And how important could that be in the context of this match? Because, well, as we're saying, as this score is moving up into the 80s, well, that one, if he managed to get it wrong, he could have parted over the boundary. And what's going to happen here now? So Raghu Rahman, this is hit towards him once more. Will they try and push him on? I think the camper saying you got to go for it. That's a good throw. He's not even in the picture. And that's another one. Well, if you've got this man as one of your Dream 11 players, John Zinkas, has he earned you some points today? Well, he's been superb, involved in run-outs, taking catches. And, well, he's done the job with the ball as well. Look at that. That's a brilliant throw. And he made it easy for the bowler, and that's what a lot of people, a lot of youngsters watching could learn from that. That's a good throw, isn't it? On the bounce, easy take for the bowler, and in the end, another dismissal. And this time, well, no mistakes. This time it was ball in hand, and the wicket's knocked over.
Yeah, and more importantly too, it cuts us another run off the total.
Yeah, it certainly does. Yeah. So we just I think the scores just lost the scores for a minute, but we're just catching back up, and no doubt we will have those for you before we depart. But I know that we are into the 80s, so it's still going to be, they're still going to have to bat really well. But one thing I will say is, because of this marvellous effort in the field from Porto, that quite easily could be a score that was close to around the 100. And well, that's going to be another easy decision as well, and a dot to finish. It's all happened in that final over. It's been a good one anyway. Raghu Rahman, and at the moment, all smiles. He's done his job well. The wicketkeeper, Sabapathy, I think he's had a good game as well. So we're going to be seeing these highlights in a minute. But going back to what I was saying, I think Porto, they stuck to the task really well. I think they were on a high, of course, having won that first game. There was a little period in that match between over 6 and 8 where the runs started to flow, but they got the key contributor out, and after that they just kept plucking away, and good gutsy performance, and they've restricted Marlow, who we know are a strong batting team, to just 84. That's the score I think we're seeing on the board. So 85 it is for victory, 84 for 8 Marlow, and Porto, I think they fielded sensationally. There were some good shots. I think the main contributor this time round was the man who struggled to score runs before. Zulfikar Shah got to 41. But other than that, the other two men in double figures, Saeed Misam, he played a few nice shots himself, and Mohammed Sajid Izaz. But once more, the big guns failing. And Shahzad this time, he got 7. Hit the first ball massively for 6 and just added a single. But this was the over where the runs were scored. It was a punishing over for the bowler. Just couldn't get his line right, and it was one that John Zinkas would want to forget. But he did come back strong, and though that catch went down, he did more than his good work in the field. And this was the start of it. That one was important, but he'd stepped over the line, and at that point things weren't going right. But they did stick to their task well. This was another one. It was in the air a long time. Where it was going to end up. And just at this point, Conrad, we thought that perhaps the 100 was going to be on.
Yeah, they definitely looked on for the 100. I think in the 7th over there was 70. So for them to restrict them to 84 after 10 is a massive effort. The boys can hold their heads up high.
Yeah, absolutely. And I do like what this bowler as well, Charles, brings. I think, yeah, sometimes he will get it right and he will go for runs. But he does seem to pick up the big wickets as well. That one was smashed big, and he was a man that was on a mission after his failure. But this one, it went up, a long way up in the air. This was a tremendous catch, and it was that man. It's Junaid this time, Junaid Khan. And that's what happens if you take your catches especially against players like that, then and you get them back in the pavilion early, then you've got every opportunity of restricting a team of the talents of Marlow to, well, probably I would say an average score for them. And if they come out fighting with the right attitude, there's every chance that they could, well, make it a double here. And they'll certainly be doing your team a big favour, and certainly will be doing Porto a big favour as they come back tomorrow to face, well, to have 2 more matches and battle it out against the Coimbra Knights. As we just see the end, the highlights there, and we'll just as they come to the end, it's a fabulous catch, that one. We could look at that one over and over again. It really was a brilliant catch. And then the run out, of course, as well. He's been in the action, he certainly has, and there was lots of action there right at the end. The 2 batsmen, well, I'm not really sure what the non-striking batsman was doing there. Kurum Shazad just had to run from the word go, and he was just having a little trot, and that's innings in the end came flat. It sort of started, they were on 39 at the end of the power play with just 1 wicket down, and then it was a little bit of comeback with good bowling from Junaid Khan and Neil Charles. But after Junaid's 6th over, where the score started to rocket up, and Conrad actually quite rightly said they moved into the 70s of 71 of 7 overs. Well, with 3 overs to go there, you would fancy them to have got to the 100. So good comeback once again from Porto. And just looking at that scorecard, the captain once more failing. Well, he made a pair today. He won't be happy with what he's done. And Zulfikar Shah, 41 of 22. He was the star. Well, I think he certainly surprised me and maybe 1 or 2 other people. Saeed Sam, once again, he does hang around. He does help to put partnerships together. Maybe that's why he is up there at the top. Jam Shazad, 3 balls, 3-7. Jayesh Popat, well, he'll be unlucky the way he was run out, but you have to say, a batsman of his quality, I would like to see him coming up in the order. I think he should be coming in number 3 before Saeed Massam. I think he's a quality player and he can certainly score runs quickly. And then after that, really nobody else other than Mohammed Zahid Izaz, not doing anything, just scored 10 of 8. The bowling, well, I think it was exceptional. I think John Zinkas, his 2nd over was expensive, but he took 1 wicket from 20 of 2. Suraj Peshawaria, he bowled well. He was wicketless, but 2 overs for 18, and he bowled at the time where they needed to condense those runs down again, and he did his job well. Junaid Khan, for me, was fantastic. The only thing he didn't do was get a wicket. 2 overs, 13 runs, and Neil Charles does what he does best. He comes on, he outfoxes even the best of the batsmen, gets a wicket, took 1 for 18. But well, the man of the moment once more, Raghu Rahman, adding another more 3 wickets to his figures so far in this series. 2 overs, just 6 runs conceded and 3 wickets. So a very good performance. It's going to be one that Marlow will be thinking that they should have definitely had 100 on the board, but they have the benefit of knowing that Porto are going to have to go out there and bat in the dark, bat in the night, when we know there's a little bit moisture on the ground, the ball gets a bit heavier. Also, we know that it's a time where, well, teams have struggled. The ball swings around a lot more as well. So how will Porto go about it? Well, I think they've just got to be positive, play their shots, try to get a good power play in. And on that note, as the players will prepare to come out soon in a few minutes' time, we're just going to leave you with those thoughts. Are Porto going to pull off a remarkable double here against Marlow, a team that up until today had only lost once to Gurkha 11. Well, they lost the earlier match to Porto, and now, well, with the score of 85 that they've got to try and stop Porto getting, they're going to have to be at their best. But the one thing that they know that they can't afford to do, which has been a problem with them, is extras. They tend to give away too many extras, so they've got to be at their best. They've got to be well disciplined. For Porto, they'll be looking for the likes of, well, the same guys that did the work with them before. They batted really well. I think Junaid Khan, he's going to be key for them. And, well, he scored 43 of 25 balls. If he can be in the same sort of form, there's no reason why they can't make it 2 out of 2. This is Portugal, FanCode T10, Enrico Full, joined by Conrad Greenshields. We shall be back in about 5 minutes for the start of the 2nd innings. Welcome back, a very warm welcome to you wherever you're tuning in from. This is the FanCode Portugal T10. I'm Rico Full, and I'm pleased to be joined by Conrad Greenshields. Now, before we resume back to the action, we've got a little bit of time to maybe chat about some of the other things happening in Portugal. And you're quite involved with the Portuguese national team. And what's the plan for the national squad this year? Obviously, it's been not a lot's been able to happen the last 18 months or so. But do you have any series lined up? Or is there, are you using, for example, because I know you're heavily involved with Paulo Butsamazzi, are you using this series to also look at players? So is it useful in that way?
Yeah, it definitely is. Yeah, so for Portugal national side, obviously they've got the World Cup qualifiers coming up in July. You know, we've got to see how that plays out with COVID restrictions. But yeah, we definitely use this as an opportunity to see who's performing. You know, we've set up the league this year, complete revamp. Last year there were 5 teams. This year we've gone up to 13, so a lot more to look at.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's looking really good. Obviously the talent is here.
Yeah, I mean, I have to say that I've been very impressed with some of the young bowlers, and I think you're blessed with some very good young left-arm bowlers.
Yeah, the left armers, you know, it's my kryptonite, so it's always always good to see them. Yeah, Salman, very good bowler.
Yeah, lovely chat. And he's only 17, is that right?
18.
He's 18. Okay.
Yeah. No, he's definitely a big talent. You know, Hussein, also a very good left armer. Shaidu, who I only saw when he arrived here for the tournament. I think he's got a beautiful action too. If we can work with him, get the ball shaping in, he'd be quite a threat. But I mean, there's good talent throughout all the teams. You know, Malu very strong, some good players there. I see we don't have Zafar here today. Very good player.
And I suppose the good thing is, and this is the reason, of course, for the likes of the Miranda Dragons also being in this series, is that there's more and more players coming on board, and therefore more teams developing, and with more teams, more players coming in. And I suppose the next stage, you're probably very much at the same sort of stage as I say myself in Spain are, where it's all about trying to get the game into the schools now as well, trying to get the Spanish nationals, and here the Portuguese nationals playing the game.
Definitely, that's definitely a target we have. You know, we're working really hard and closely with a lot of the schools around Portugal to introduce the game. You know, socially, I think the game is great. It's, you know, it's just a really interesting and fun sport for the kids to get involved in.
So here we go. This is the start, and well, it's the one thing that I was saying that Marlow need to be careful of, and that's these extras. They've started with a wide ball straight away. It's going to be, well, John Zinkas who's on strike. He'll be looking to get a good start in here and try and get Porto off to a good one. That one, just the umpire's thought about it, I think. Umpire trip, deciding no, that one was okay. And the non-striker is going to be Anthony Chambers. And the bowler, Karam Shazad. This one's a lovely shot. Oh, fingertips. And it's gone down. I think it may have been the captain as well. Mian Mahmood, well, his bad day continues. He's made a pair and then gets the opportunity first after the catch. He was stretching, I have to say, but it's one that you'd expect a player of his ability to take on, right?
Definitely wide. Yeah, that's an unfortunate drop. Don't think he was in position there. John not middling it. Good shot, just not getting it, the elevation he was looking for.
Yeah, I mean, it's a shot that you see played a lot inside the power play when you know that the players are inside the 30-yard. You've got to attack. And it's one thing that we probably... Oh, that's a beautiful shot. That is class. And, well, we're saying that this the power of trying to hit over the 30-yard in the power play. But when you got timing like this and you can execute the shot, That is top draw. What a shot that is.
That is a great shot. Good balance. Head over the ball and just put it through the gap. Good to see Anthony doing that.
Yeah, that was a lovely shot. And, well, they come out positive. This one's crashed away. And this will be 4 more. Back-to-back boundaries. Feeling it cautious. Get the dive, Marty. But Joka Hogia. And listen to the joy and the cheers of the Porto team sitting up there in the stands.
Yeah.
Lovely shot.
Beautiful shot, beautiful shot. His balance is perfect there. Waited for it. Don't need to smash everything over the boundary. Good cricket shot, score runs.
Yeah, definitely. And I think they may be looking to make a change here straight away on the offside, Marlo. They've got to get that man. Well, if he's out there, he's got to be on the boundary. And, well, pressure on them early on here, courtesy of Anthony Chambers. And that one's a slightly slower delivery, pitched up a little bit more, and you see the ball there starting to swing away. Good reply from the bowler, but a great start from Porto. They've raced along 11 without loss. There was that half a chance that went down. And, well, how costly will that be as that over comes to an end? So good, positive start. 11 from the first, and well, if they carry on at this rate, they will register their second victory of this FanCode Portugal T10, and it will be both against this very strong Marlow 11, who, well, they were expected to race up to the top of the table. They would have been disappointed with the likes of losing the second spot to yourself, but now here, well, they're facing a fight on their hands, and they may not be able to add anything to what they've done so far. And this bowler, I like the look, I must say, of this man. He's bowled very well. He's bowled on a good line in the right areas, Asad Mahmood, and they're calling upon him to get a good over in here. Just gets the ball in the right area. This has been nicely played. Nice straight shot, straight bat, lofted over. Should be an easy 2 runs.
Yeah, good cricket shot from John. Yeah, Asad bowls a good line and length, bowls to his field.
Asad, well, that one's gone a long way wide. You just said it. Welcome to the world of the commentators. You say something and you can curse the bowler. You get used to it, my friend, don't worry.
Just chucks me under the bus there.
Well, I'm sure he'll come back with a good one here. And, well, once more, no, he's gone down the leg side. And, yeah, I think umpire Bucks took his time, but had to spread the hands. And this is unusual for Asad Mahmood to be losing his line. Maybe he's just finding the ball swinging too much. Got to get it a little bit fuller. That was better. But, still not as full as perhaps it needs to be. I think the left armour needs to be trying to go across the right-hander here. And he comes again, this time. Still a little bit on the leg side. I think the batsman could possibly try to be looking to clip these along, get the feet in the right position and play that clip shot in between that gap, between quite a fine leg at the man behind square. And this one has been hit firmly, and where's it ended up? It's gone all the way, 4 runs, and the boundaries keep coming. And just once more, look, he's just drifting on the leg. This has been well hit. The fielder obviously didn't pick it, and nothing was going to stop that one. 4 more. This is a very good and positive start from Porto. They've raced into their 20s now already. And Marlow, they're looking a little flat out there, looking at the body language. I don't think they were expecting this at all. And this one is smashed as well, but the fielder is back there, gets the throw in. And, well, he could have put that anywhere else. It would have been another boundary. But instead, it goes to the fielder at the end of the over. And, well, what a marvellous start. They're going at 11 and over at the moment. The score, 22 without loss.
Yeah, doing really well there. I think with Asad, something I've noticed there, maybe his front arm is dropping a little bit. That's why he's pulling it down to the leg. Just needs to get that arm a bit higher.
Well, this is a big shout. I mean, Mir Mahmood, he didn't bowl at all in the first match, and probably sensing here that he needs to do something to try and get a wicket, so he's calling upon himself. This is a risky call. In he comes, Mir Mahmood, and he started pretty well, right on the line outside the off stump. to John Zinkus. Let's see if he can get another one in. That's the line he's got to get. This one is short. That's going up in the air, and fielders coming across, and they've put it down. Another one goes down, and that's another chance gone begging. The captain was guilty of one earlier on in the first over, and this is another one. I thought for a moment that both the fielders were going to collide with each other. Ball's going up in the air, and look, straight in, straight out. Tried to do it crocodile style. 2 runs. It's not happening for Marlow, and this one is short. It's smashed away. Back to that fielder again. Well, he's going to be in the action if they're going to keep bowling this line. Look at the field. The field is offside set. You've got 3 men there on the line, on the off, and at the moment the ball is being bowled on the leg where you've got 1, 2 players now being there. This one is fuller. It's well hit. The fielder does get down well. It was a full delivery, and you can see the batsman just trying to find the gap with it. Well, delightful start here on Porto. Oh, and I think that possibly was another chance. Certainly heard something. Let's keep an eye on the umpire to see what the signal is. Very good running, no signal, so that's off the edge as well. Maybe you can see that again, Daniel, if we've got time. But, well, the keeper, Shan Aziz, not able to take the catch. Another chance goes.
3rd life for John there.
Yeah, and well, you would expect the keeper to have taken this, and he knows it. He's disappointed, and this is hit straight. Bowler not able to stop it. The captain and the fielding done. The fielder, so this impressive start continues. The single there takes the score to 29. So a very good power play. But, well, anything can happen, as we know, because Marlow, they had a good power play themselves. They were 39 for 1 at the end of 3. So what Porto need to do is they just need to keep their head, keep the cool. They've got off to a good start now. Just got to keep maintaining this momentum. Of course, Marlow now can spread the field out. They can go a little bit more defensive. They're not going to make any change. It's going to be Asad Mahmood to continue.
Yeah, this is the time where you've got to look at rotating the strike and wait for those bad balls, but just keep that scoreboard ticking.
Yeah, and you said it, and this is, oh, that was so close. The last thing you need to do when you make a start like this is give your wicket away, and that was the problem with Marlow. They made a good start, and then they literally gave their wickets away. You have to say Porter did bowl very well. This one, going for the big shot across the line, gets lucky. Got to keep their composure here. You can see the Zinkus just going across the line there. I don't think Anthony Chambers would do the same. He seems to be a good solid batsman. He needs to play nice and straight. So just trying to get his foot across to that one and play it along the ground on the offside. The shot definitely was there to play. Didn't quite get in the right position. So this is nicely played. This is all they have to do here. I mean, that rate is just under 9, and you just think if they just have the mentality of saying we're just going to go with singles, they're going to get the extras. There'll be the odd bad ball as well, and they don't need to take any risk here at the moment, Conrad.
No, not at all. As we say that.
Well, you could just see it coming, couldn't you, with John Zinkus. He seemed to be a man in a hurry all of a sudden. He played and missed at a few, and that one's gone all the way through. I think he may have just got a little bit onto this and helped it onto the stumps. Yep, he did. And he bites the dust, and he'll look back at that and maybe think he didn't really have to be playing those shots. They got to a good start. So first wicket for Marlow, and they'll be hoping that they can now, well, join them up. That's what they need to do. They need to take wickets. They need to stop this flow of runs. So Zinkus makes his way back. He made, well, a healthy 15 of 15 balls. But he'll be disappointed to get out in that fashion and in that way. And Asad Mahmood gets the first wicket, and that was also the end of the over. So it's 31 for 1. And well, we've seen a big change here now. Najam Shazad hasn't had it all his way today. He was a star performer yesterday, but so far today it's not gone to plan, and maybe it can with the ball. As he's ready to come in, he's a tall man, he certainly gets the ball to bounce. Starts well in the right areas, but I'm liking that also though from Chambers. Just gets into position, pushes the ball out. Now, interesting contest here now with Junaid Khan. I sometimes think on when he comes in that he doesn't spend enough time to try and get himself to try to play himself in. Tries to go with for the big shots too early. And let's be interesting to see how he goes about his innings here.
Beautiful ball there. Just took off.
Cut him in half, and we say that this is where the pitch starts to do some funny things in the night time. And you saw that one. We haven't seen anything like that during the day. And that one, well, just pitches and actually takes off, doesn't it? And maybe also to do with the height, I think, of Najam Shazad. Also bowls with a nice straight arm, so he does hit the deck firmly, hits the seam, and he comes again. And this one goes through, and this one hardly comes out at all as it goes through. So the extras, they'll be welcome for Porto. So far, there's 6 extras.
Yeah, I like the look of Najam. Got a beautiful action, like you said, nice and high. So would generate quite a bit of bounce. The control is good.
Comes again, he can get the key wicket. Oh, that's well bowled, that's a beauty. And batsman deciding, Junaid, that he wanted to go back foot to that. I think maybe when you take into account how far back the wicketkeeper Shah Aziz is standing, that you'd probably be better off just coming out to the ball and meeting it on the full. Let's see if he changes his style with this next delivery. And he does just that. He comes out to it, attacks it, hits it out into the covers, will take a single.
Very good length Najam is using here. Nothing too short, just off a good length, making the batsman work for it.
Yeah, and we've said this many times, if you get the ball in the right length, you bowl in the key areas, in these conditions, it's very difficult for the batsman to score runs. It really is. And this one's very wide outside the off. Wicket keeper taken like what an amazing stop. His body came down first, followed by his legs. But, well, he does make sure that there's no runs taken off it. And in the end, Najam Shazad, as we see that again from the keeper, look at this. He's marvellously well. There go the legs. And he comes down with a thump. He's got a smile as well. And why shouldn't he? It's good over that. Just the 4 runs from it. It's 35 for 1 now at the halfway stage. And you can see that rate. It brought it down pretty well. Now it's just under the 10. So it needs a little bit of acceleration to come into play here now. But, well, let's see what first Saeed Samali does with the ball. That's played nicely. They should be looking for 2 maybe. And will they decide to wait? And perhaps that's a good call as that throw comes in. Yeah, they've got the thing is you've got to look for the bad bowling. But if it's not coming, you then need to start to play a few shots. And it's then thinking, well, who do you attack, which bowler, you know? And before you make your mind up, in this 10-over format, the time just runs out. That one's gone through his dot ball, and you can see there that one. You see that I think Anthony Chambers is indicating didn't come up as much as he expected it to.
Yeah, a little bit of variable bounce. But again, rotation of strike here, like you say, is important. Wait for those bad balls, but just keep that board ticking. Stay there or thereabouts.
He's got a good bat onto this. The fielders again coming in. That's good from them attacking and getting the throw in. That's nice to see. That's really important, isn't it? Sometimes you see the fielders waiting for the ball to come to them, which gives the batsman the opportunity to take the 2. But attacked it, got to it, and got the throw in straight away, and it was a comfortable one for the keeper. Bear in mind, he's standing a long way back, isn't he? See This was hit really hard. This is going to take some stopping. Oh, well, he's somehow managed to, or has he? Oh, would you believe it? I thought we were going to have another Cristiano Ronaldo in the making here. We are in Portugal. The foot skills were good, but in the end, he just ran too far away from it. This was absolutely thumped. The bowler didn't fancy it. Well, the umpire didn't fancy it either. And the fielder, he wanted to play a bit of footsie, and he thought he'd stopped it, and then sees it come back. That was a tremendous shot, but it had a lot of people in trouble, and it's the bowler's been affected by it as well. He's lost his line a little bit. What a great shot that was. And the fielder there, well, he's just checking his ankles now, and that was Shazad as well. Najam Shazad, he doesn't want to get injured. He seemed to have done everything right there.
He did. Junaid absolutely smothered that. Bucks had to take evasive action there, but I do feel the fielder could have possibly made a bit of a better effort there, getting down.
Yeah, I think also, I mean, you got to say that Shazad could have gone down, could have been better, but he seemed to have done enough. But well, the fielder down at the other end could have come over and supported him and just picked the ball up, but he didn't do so. So it ends up being 4 very valuable runs. So the bowler side of Sam now just lost his line a little bit as well. Goes for the short one. This is well hit, and it's going to be safe, and I think it's going to go for 4 runs. And this is turning out to be a very good over. And that's a nice shot. That's something I think we haven't seen enough of in this series so far. He knows what he's doing. It's an intelligent shot, and he's got good reward for it as well.
Yeah, beautiful shot there from Anthony. Waited for it, played it right underneath his nose, and got what it deserved.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen those sort of deliveries that batsmen just choose to swing at it and hope. But that was a proper, authentic shot. There's nobody back there. They're inside the ring. So he's got every right to play it. And, well, what will the bowler do here now? Goes for the fuller deliveries on the legs. It's nicely played. Batsman thinking about the 2. The fielder doesn't get it straight away, but does get the ball in. That's a valuable over. Just when things were slowing up, just when they needed something to happen, they've come up with that one. It's good. The score is raised along to 49 now. And that's exactly what they needed. They've got wickets in hand, don't forget. So they can afford to take a chance here now.
Yeah, I think this is a crucial over. Be important to try and see Najam out. He's by far the best bowler here at the moment. Yeah. See him out at least 6 off the over, and then attack the last 3.
Exactly. That's all I would be looking at, is say, right, okay, let's just take the singles. The field is spread. It's very defensive, especially there on the offside. Take the 6, and then we can continue the attack. I mean, that good over there has brought the rate down to 9. So they are keeping up with it. 14, I think, came off that last over. And this one's, I think it must have been, is there a little bit of bat on that? Does it look like? So it's been given leg bias. I don't know if we can see that again in the replay. It's the LBW appeal. That wasn't a big appeal by any means. So the ball, I think, probably just drifting down the leg side. As Najam Shazad comes back in to bowl. And like you say, very important over. But if they can get a runner ball, they'll be quite happy, because they'll see the back of him as well. This one is given a good hit. Fielder not really attacking.
Yeah, batsmen should definitely be running harder, putting the fielder under pressure there.
So Junaid gets to the non-striker's end. And, well, I think he's got some hefty blows still left in him. So if they can just keep going at this rate and see out the good bowlers, I think they'll get their opportunity. This one's hit. So, oh, if this hits, he'll be in trouble. Well, that is a great bit of fielding. I think he's just made it in. I'd like to see that again. I thought for a moment that the bat was in the air. That's a magnificent piece of cricket. To hit straight back at him, pick up and throw. And, well, it was certainly going to be close. And, of course, if it's close, you've got to, like to say, give the benefit of the doubt. And, well, it's I think a good call in the end. I think he maybe just got his bat down in time. Good piece of cricket. And a dot ball, a valuable one. And then he's ruined it with that one. That'll be a wide. He's let himself down there. He's bowled a good one and did some good work to keep the ball before to a dot. And then he's gone for the Yorker there, I think, and getting it slightly wrong. Too much swing. Wide ball.
Yeah, looked like his wrist broke there a little bit, pushed it down.
Oh, straight through, and that is a boogie, oogie, oogie. Kookaburra fireball, knocking him over. You can see what he was trying to do. And there are those magical bails flashing away. Good bit of bowling. And, well, it's quality. Really well bowled.
Very well bowled. Stayed a little low. But, yeah, you miss, I hit.
Yeah, absolutely. And you can see what he was trying to do with the ball before, that he just managed to spray down the leg side. And it's been another good gutsy innings there, though, from Anthony Chambers. I like what I'm seeing from him. He's getting better and better each time we see him. And 19 from 19. Well, there's nothing wrong with that when you consider the context of the match and the number of runs that you need. And this is now where it's important. This is where now Junaid, who's there on 8 of 6 balls, he's really got to take charge now.
Yeah, I think Thomas's job here, obviously you want to hit a few boundaries, but his main focus has got to be to get Junaid on strike here. 2 balls left, hit a boundary and then take the single.
Yeah, and of course the wicket also means his dot ball, so this has been a good over so far. You'll want to be right on the target with this one, and he gets that one to swing away outside the off. And, well, he's starting to sprint back to his mark, so that suggests to me that the umpires might have had a word with the rate. Doesn't feel that it's particularly too bad, but the umpires will obviously give them a nod and say, look, just speed it up a little bit to make sure there's no trouble towards the end of the innings. And, well, they're going to get a single there, but probably a little bit fortunate, the batsman. That could have gone anywhere, and gets a single, but what he's also done, it means that he's going to go back on strike, which probably wasn't what Junaid would have wanted. Wouldn't have been the plan there, Conrad.
No, definitely not. But again, you don't want to leave any runs out there. Just have a chat in the middle, bat on ball and run. All the fielders are on the edge of the circle. Boundary right is deep, so drop and run here.
Yeah, well, it's the captain who's going to come back on. Well, don't forget that though things have come to a conclusion there in Italy with Gina Borussia being the champions of Borussia, their team are moving on to Austria starting on Monday. So from the 19th of April to the 1st of May, 8 teams, 47 matches, 12 match days, and that's a lot more excitement and more cricket to come your way from FanCode European Cricket Series. This is going up in the air. It will be a good catch, and the wicketkeeper has come a long way and spilt it. And, well, the fielder, I think, will be a little bit disappointed there. But if you've got the keeper coming and saying, I want it, you've got to give it to him. He's got the gloves on. But for me, this was the fielder's catch. He's made the ground and then stopped. And the keeper, he's made a terrible mess of it. It's another catch that's gone down. And is it going to be the catching of Marlowe today that's going to let them down? That's 3 that have gone down now. The captain, 2 of them have been off him. That's a good ball. He's got a good swing on that. Mir Mahmood, well, he's in a little bit of a mood. He's not a happy man. He's got a pair today, 2 ducks with the bat. He's trying to do his best work with the ball, the captain. Comes once more, and this is a slow full toss. He's absolutely been hammered, and the fielder has taken what is an amazing catch. That is a great catch. We've seen some brilliant catching here tonight. But Marlowe, I have to say, they haven't been at their best. Porto have. That is one of the best. That is top draw.
Yeah, great catch there. Nice and low. Second grab, but kept his eye on it at all times.
Yeah, I mean, look, this ball was so low under these conditions. It was a terrible delivery, a full toss. He's been thumped. Look how low he's taken off the ground. And it's popped out of his hands as well, but he still managed to grab it. And that is how much of a key player Najam Shahzad is to this Marlowe side.
Yeah, great player. And I feel that might have just broken the back of Porto in their chase. Yeah, that's a crucial wicket.
Yeah, I mean, with Junaid going, we were saying that he really was going to be the key man. And he knew he had to get going once Chambers was out. And, well, the extras will help. They'll take whatever they can. Junaid going 8 of 8 balls. That's after his earlier knock today. That's low par from him. But under much harder conditions. And this will be more extras. And Marlowe wants to do some good bit of work, then follow it up with a little bit of Marlow. That one signalled as by, so it was probably close to being a wide ball. So left-hander on strike, so this is going to be more to contend with for the bowler to get his line right. It's going to be Suraj Peshawaria, who is now on strike. Yeah, nice looking shot, but straight to the fielder, and he just thought that the fielder was able to pick that up cleanly. Would have been a chance of a run out. The captain will be looking to end this over with a good ball, and he doesn't. He continues to gift runs to Porto, who will take him any way they can because the rate now is above 12. This one's been picked up beautifully, but there is a fielder there. He's been in the action before, that man, and he's picked him out. That's unfortunate. It was there for the shot, you got to say, but he's gone more aerial than distance, and a good catch being taken by Mohammed Suleiman.
Yeah, very good. Skipper would be a lot more happier with that over. It looks like Porto are in a bit of trouble here, but let's not forget net run rate is always important too. You never know what might happen later on with the teams playing.
Absolutely, and you know, you took the words right out of my mouth there, because as I was saying, Porto with that victory, their first victory against Marlow earlier, have moved them up to the same number of points as the Dragons and the Coimbra Knights, and they are playing against the Coimbra Knights tomorrow. So what a battle that is going to be. And the Coimbra Knights, as we just see this delivery first, well, it's more swing and miss, and you just have a look at the footwork there. He's going down the leg side, he's taking himself away from the ball. So Syed Imam Ali, he knows that, well, if he can just get one right in the block hole, he'll probably fancy himself getting a wicket here. He's got to use those feet. Comes in once more, and this time, oh, there's that ball outside the off popping, and the batsman looking at the umpire, but there was nothing wrong with that. But yeah, going back to that again, tomorrow night, Porto, they'll be reasonably satisfied with the work here today. They'll be disappointed with the way this run chase is going. They seem to be more or less up with it at the beginning. They had an excellent power play. This one has been hit hard, but will just be the one run. Remember, there were 29 without loss after 3, 31 for 1. But then those wickets, that was the problem. They haven't really been able to capitalise. And with the loss there in that previous over of Junaid Khan, good over from the captain, who's picked up 2 wickets for 11 runs. Mir Mahmood. Now Porto are struggling. This one's well hit, but again, fielder gets down, just keeps it to 1 run. So that match, or those matches tomorrow night, Coimbra Knights versus Porto, going to be very, very interesting. And well, though there's still plenty of cricket to play there, Coimbra Knights have played 8 matches. Porto after today would have played 6. So really, Porto will feel that if they can get a result in one of those matches, that they would be, their chances of making the semi-finals would certainly be better than those of the Coimbra Knights.
Yeah, for sure. I think Porto, you know, Coimbra Knights, you know, they've played some good cricket, so they'll fancy themselves against Porto. It'd be a good contest. But if Porto get above them, you know, then they'll be looking at the Royals and seeing what they can do there.
Well, something needs to happen here. They need boundaries, and at the moment it's all swinging and missing. And the other thing that Porto aren't doing, I mean, the wicketkeeper, I've said before, so far back, the non-striker, every time the ball goes past the stumps, has to be dashed into the other end to try and get the singles. They haven't been doing that, and they've left themselves an awful lot to do here now. With that, the end of the 9th over, the score has moved on to 60 for 4. So basically, they are needing 25 runs in 7 balls.
Yep. I think they've kind of let themselves down with a few false shots. Maybe a little bit of panic setting in.
Yeah, I think so. I think what we've seen here, it's the 25 in 6 balls, of course it is. What we've seen once more is when wickets have gone down, new batsmen coming in have been swinging and missing rather than just trying to play the ball, take singles. And as we see this delivery, it's just played out to the off. And the difference between doing it that way is Okay, here we're talking about it was 25, now it's 24 of 5 balls, but that, instead of being 25 needed of 6 balls, it could have been 20 needed of 6 or 18 of 6, which is more realistic. So you've got to take those singles. Coming in, swinging and missing, just trying to hit big is not always going to work, especially in these conditions. It's not easy. And, well, I'm saying it, and I've got Conrad Greenshields here with me. He knows it. He's been out there. He's played it. You can't go out there in the night games and be hitting straight away. It's, well, you know better than I do, it's very difficult to do.
Yeah, definitely have to work yourself in, especially at the top order. But again, you know, it's up to the top order to try and set it up and for the rest to come in and finish it off.
Yeah, and Porto, you have to say that they've done that, haven't they? The power play was good. They started it well, but they lost those wickets there, but nobody's been able to come in and follow on. And I think that wicket, as you said, when Junaid Khan went, that was a big wicket there, wasn't it? That one's a quite full ball. Just looking at the umpires, there doesn't seem to be any call of height on it. And there could be a run out, though. And there is, the finger goes up. I'd like to see that again. I think it was borderline. Maybe it was a little bit too high. Let's have a look. And you can see that I think Trippy was definitely looking at umpire Bucks. Or the other way around, actually. Bucks was looking at Trippy to say, what do you think? I don't know if we have the replay of that, but we'll have a look at it at the moment to see what you think at home. And, well, while we're looking at it again, yeah, I think that's a little bit too high there for me, and I would have expected to see a no ball given there, and therefore.
Yeah, I think they're quite lucky to get away with that.
Yeah, I mean the run out still would have applied. Of course, you can be run out on a no ball, but this would be a free hit, and maybe the batsman may not have attempted the second run as well. So as it is, a wicket goes down. This has been, well, good contact made. It's the batsman again looking for 2. And the only thing I'd say about this, you see, it's going for another one here. This time the finger, well, the finger has stayed down, hasn't it? The batsman doesn't know what he's supposed to do at the moment. And the umpire said, no, you're all right, you stay there. Now, taking these singles here and losing these wickets, this is not helpful because what we're talking about before is the net run rate. They're not going to win the game by taking suicidal 2 runs. It's not going to get them to victory, but what it is going to do, it's going to hurt their net run rate.
Yeah, for sure. I think, you know, smart cricket needs to prevail here. The guys are obviously putting each other under pressure. Not quite sure. I think the keeper might have hit the bails off there.
Yeah, I think.
So it's 2-2 them. So, but yeah, for sure. You know, when you hit it straight to a fielder.
Yeah, I just think I'm looking at there. Yeah, he didn't have the. We'll see it better at this angle. Yeah, he's knocked him off before the ball in hand. As you go back live to the action, it's just going to be another extra, more buys, and that is the end of this match. So Marlow, they've kept their nerve, they've come back strong, and they've made it 1-1 on the night as they've restricted Porto to 67 in their reply, and they needed 85 for victory. They started well. As you will see in the highlights, there were some nice shots being played especially by Anthony Chambers, and John Zinkas made a good start as well. But I just think that maybe when Porto look back at this and they go through the highlights themselves, they will probably be thinking that maybe they started to press that turbo button too early. I mean, the likes of Zinkas, I think he didn't need to be playing those shots that he was going for in the 4th over. They got a good power play in. I think he just needed to carry on doing what they were doing. Take the single, rotate the strike with Anthony Chambers, and they certainly will look back at that and say, yeah, maybe here we just weren't, as you mentioned, Conrad, that word, we weren't very smart about it. And when he went and then followed closely by Chambers and then Junaid Khan as well, but that really was the end of their run chase.
Yeah, for sure. I think, yeah, like you mentioned, the 4th over, you know, John is a very good cricketer. Playing cricket shots, you can still score runs. So, you know, swinging, perhaps not his game. You know, rotate the strike, talk in the middle, have a chat, who's going to go after it, who's going to rotate. So I kind of, yeah, I feel the game kind of swung in that 4th, 5th over.
Yeah, it certainly did, and this is that wicket there. You can see Assad Mahmood came back after bowling the second over. He went for 11 in the second near Mahmood. He went for 7 in the third, so brought it back again. But that shot from Zinkas wasn't the best. And, well, Chambers tried to keep things going himself. This was an absolute rocket of a shot. And the foot skills of Shazad let him down. But, well, you saw umpire Bucks diving to get out of the way of it as well. This was a tremendous shot. I really did like this shot. Beautiful, executed in style and fashion. Really nice. We haven't seen enough of those shots, I think, on this wicket. I think a lot of bowlers have banged the ball in short. This was good cricket as well. And this was a changing moment, this over, I think, from Najam Shazad. He came in on a mission. He was up for it. And we got the wickets that he needed in that over. And after that, it was a downward slide, wasn't it?
Yeah, for sure. This was the game breaker for Porto. Najam bowled beautifully here.
Yeah, well, I mean, Chambers, I know what he's saying. Go on, you tell me what he's saying. You're the batsman. What's he saying?
He's saying front foot.
Front foot, and he's saying the ball stayed low as well,
Yeah.
which it certainly did. But this was where Marlow were very Marlat, as they say in Spain. Poco Marlow. But this one, there was nothing Marlow about the catch that was going to see to be taken here. This was absolutely smashed. It was difficult, low. It popped up kindly for him, you have to say, but that man there, well, his footballing skills weren't at his best, but at least he had safe hands, took a good catch. And then, well, there was another catch being taken here by another fielder. They did get it right in the end. They didn't start very well holding their catches. And I think this one was the run out with the ball that we were playing was possibly a little bit high. But all in all, it was a good contest between two teams that were, I think, on paper and also out there on the field were pretty even. And it just came down to one or two incidences. I think the first time round, I think in that first match, I think Porto were very good, and Junaid Khan's 43 of 25 was certainly the key. But I think they bowled really well. Junaid took 2 for 9. You also saw John Zinkas took 2 for 10. And then, well, Raghu Rahman, he's a good little bowler, took 2 for 18. So it was a good all-round performance for Porto. Second time round, it was in the field to start off for them. Marlow making 84 for 9. Only Zulfikar Shah scoring runs, 41 of 22. Raghu Rahman taking 3 wickets, only conceding 6 runs. So I think they would have been relatively happy with that. I think in hindsight, knowing what the night games are like on run, I think if it was more 70-75, of course, they would have been a little bit happy. But knowing what the Marlow strength is, and knowing that once more they got some of the key batsmen out cheaply, I think they would have been relatively happy with it. Just disappointed perhaps in the way the second half of their reply went with the bat.
Yeah, for sure. I think, by today's standards, Porto have definitely come out strong. I would feel they would be the happier of the two teams leaving here tonight.
Yeah.
A good performance from them in the first game. They were definitely within a shout there for the second game too. So it looks good for them for the rest of the series. It's good to see them, adapting to the format too.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. I think out of the two teams, Porto will be the happier. Why? Because also they've got 2 points on the board. They needed to start somewhere. And to get that start against Marlow, well, I think they'd be more than happy with that. They probably, I think, would have been looking to make their start maybe tomorrow against the Coimbra Knights, not taking anything away from the Coimbra Knights, but they've had their troubles as well, like Porto have, like the Dragons have. So they probably were thinking, well, look, maybe that's when we're going to kickstart our progression up the table. But to get 2 points here today, they've done a fantastic job. As we go and have a look at the scorecard briefly there, so John Zinkas, well, I think he was a man in a hurry, 15 of 15, and then he took on Assad Mahmood and found his stump shattered. Anthony Chambers, he batted really well. Once again, just like John Zinkas, he was also going at run a ball. And when you think about it, if the two of them could have continued for another couple of overs, who knows what could have happened. Junaid Khan, he tried to step up the mark when Anthony Chambers was out, tried to play a few big shots, but he got himself out. Then after that, Thomas Rogerson, he made 2 of 5 balls. Suraj Peshwara was not out on 4. Then it was that run out with John Rogerson as well. And then right at the end, the other not-out batsman was the wicketkeeper, Sabapathy. So they fell short, 67 for 5. But it's been a good day for Porto. It's been an emotional day for them as well. It's been a day with a lot of sentimental value. Remember, they were out there playing in memory of a dear club member that they lost, Steve Rogerson. So it was all about showing their respect and to that man, and they played in memory of him today. And I think, well, wherever Steve Rogerson is looking down, he's going to be a very proud man the way the boys performed, and he'll be very proud of the way his nephews performed out there as well, Thomas and John. So well done to Porto. They've got the first points on the board, and well done also to Marlow. They're a good team. They were missing one of their main players today as well, and I think that Zahib is a key player. Without him, you notice the difference. He's certainly the one, the extra person that can come in with the bat that can get them to that score of 100. Him missing, they missed him as well today, but I did like the look of Jayesh Popat as well, the left-hander. I think he played a really good innings in the first match. So Marlow, they've come back strong. They've put them another 2 points on the table for them, and they're sitting alongside you, and we'll have to have a final look at the tables tonight to see who's pipping who on net run rate there, Conrad. But we'll have a quick look at the bowling as well before we call it a night. And most of the bowlers, you have to say, did bowl very well indeed. And well, you would think they would have had to restrict the Porto team to that score. And well, I think Karim Shazad, he was asked to open up, and he's done very well. 17, but no wickets from him. Asad Mahmood, his second spell when he took that wicket off John Zinkas, that was key. So he took 1 for 13. Amir Mahmood, I think the captain had to step up. He couldn't do it with the bat today. He had to be cool, had to be calm, had to lead his team, even when early on they were dropping catches. He couldn't let his head go, and he didn't. Bowl 2 very good overs for just 11 runs, and also picked up 2 wickets. So he was the star bowler. But that man there, Najam Shazad, hasn't been at his best with the bat. He also got a duck the first game. There's just 7 in the second game. But what a performer he is. Came back good with the ball, taking 1 wicket for just 7 runs off his 2 overs. Was fantastic also in the field. Took a quality catch, a catch that could have changed the context of that game. And the other bowler to mention is Saeed Nzoom. He bowled 2 overs for 16. So a good performance there from Marlow. They'll be happy with the way they came back. Wouldn't have been happy with the way they lost the first match. And so just to remind you, tomorrow the cricket will be here in Portugal, and it will be Porto who will come back from what's been an impressive performance from them today against the Coimbra Knights. How do you see that one shaping up tomorrow there, Conrad?
I think that's going to be a very close one. Obviously the Knights have played some good cricket. Old Chris Redhead is bowling really well. You know, if Miguel can fire with the ball too, Miguel Stoneman, yeah, I think Porto would be edging as favourites, looking at their performance here today, especially with Sinead, the way he batted. I think Anthony is finally finding some form. You know, John Zinkas, you can never count him out. But it should be a very close affair.
Yes, and there's one that I'm looking forward to, and I'm sure the viewers, wherever you are around the world, our global cricket family are looking forward to that contest as well, and more cricket tomorrow evening. Nothing during the day, so it will just be us entertaining you in the evening. It is Sunday. I'm sure you've got some chores to do, some washing to do, a bit of housework as well. You've got to all help out, remember, guys, and of course the ladies as well. Make them do it, that's what I say. So you got your bits to do during the day, but get them done, and then be here, of course, to watch those matches in the evening. And well, I certainly think that these are going to be 2 teams that are very evenly poised. I think it's going to be a good contest. So just a reminder, it's going to be at 4:30 GMT, 18:30 at Central European time, and then 2200 in the sub-Indian continent. That's when we'll be back tomorrow night to bring you the Coimbra Knights versus Porto. Well, Conrad, I think it's time for us to head and make our way up to the clubhouse. I'm sure that Nina and Anna have produced some tasty delights for us to nibble over while while Mick, or Grandpa Yoda, gets another bottle of port out for us to have a little bit of port. We are in Portugal and we got to have a little bit of port and maybe some nice Portuguese wine as well. But before I go, once more, our partners, firstly the production team here courtesy of Spring Productions. Well done to our team, Mate, Darko and Daniel, and also well done to our ball partner Kookaburra, travel partner Bizaway Travel, and the trophy partner Locker Lifestyles. Thank you everybody, and a shout out of course to the European Cricket Network team that's here, Max By, then we got Mars, and also we've got Deepu and Bruno as well, doing a great job, and the umpires as well. Thank you everybody. It's been a fantastic performance. It's been a great night of cricket once more. So it's time for us to say, well, obrigado todos, and hasta mañana. Buenas noches.